How we doing, guys? We all good? Don't mind me, just chilling. Getting everything set up over here, making sure we're all live and good in business. Oh, yeah. Hey, Stribley, how you doing today, buddy? Night Fox, how's it going, bro? Ba, ba, ba. Just making sure everything is fine and dandy on this side. It's going to be a fine evening to do a little bit of that tribe talks. Yeah, I'm good, Stribley, thank you. Hey, Mikhailovich, how you doing today, bro? You alright, mate? Good to see you. Good to see you. You finished your Cusa crossing, so I'm good. Ah, good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, that reminds me, I need to reset my mods, ladies and gentlemen. Not the mods of my Discord, YouTube, and Twitch. Ooh, nice. 92 out of 100 on IG12 and Grogu. Once we get him done, we are ready for Bokamami. Yes, indeed. What's going on, Severoth? How you doing today, buddy? Roster's on the up. Just got Slacker about a week ago. Oh, and about a week away from Jedi Knight Luke. Sick, man. Congrats. That's huge. That's huge business, baby. Oh, not the stream ones? No, I mean my in-game mods. Because I did a bunch of remodding to have some fun. Do. Ra-ba-ba-dap-dap. Yeah. Uh-huh. Let's do it. Alright, let me just reset my mods. Cause I did lots of stuff. I need to free up a bunch of additional mod space because I farmed a bunch of mods. Alright, select all of these mods. Let's go ahead and... Incomplete to reveal all. We must reveal all. Hey Mark, how's it going, brother? Nice to see you on the tube. Pulled off the Fennec counter against Lord Vader for the first time. Nicely done, brother. Kemi, baby, coming in with a Fennec counter. Hell yes. It's not the most reliable of counters, so I'm very impressed. Very impressed. I'm mightily impressed with you. How's it going today? Oh, today we're doing the Tribe Talks podcast, my friend. Tribe Talks podcast. So basically get rid of those and then sell these. Bye-bye. Do you know the homes? Do you think the home issues are affecting Galaxy of Heroes? By home issues, do you mean the complete distinct lack of updates? I imagine there's a certain element of bleed over, yes. However, I think it is a wider issue with home, personally. That's my take on it in a minute. Because home is not in a position where it can afford to have no updates, whereas Galaxy of Heroes isn't exactly going to disappear. You know? Home absolutely could disappear. That's the big issue. How are the music levels, by the way, ladies and gentlemen? Are we a little bit quiet or are we okay? Is the music too loud even? Let me know. Oh, we hit that like button to start. Heck yes, Kimmy. That is the way. We good? Nice. Music is good. Can you please get CG to bring back the Cal event? I will try my best, Kimmy. As soon as I get Meathead to acknowledge my existence once more, we will, no, not calibrate. We will try our best. Slice. I'm looking for a speed roll here. Can we get a speed roll, please? Would that be possible? Oh. It's almost like I was listening. Can I get a 6 on speed now? So I want this to go up to 16, please. 14? I'll take it. Can we go up to 20 now, please? Just pretty, please. Can I have $1 million? Did it really just go to 20? I don't think I have any more slicing materials, but that's still fine and dandy. Let's go down to the bottom over here. That can sell. 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 That cannot sell. That cannot sell. So let's sell these 7 mods. Question. Oh, no, it's okay. What's okay? What, the music volume? I hope so. Because when this when this goes up to the Spotify podcast hosting website, I want them to be able to hear us. Let's get rid of that mod. Not very good. All right. Let's get rid of a couple more of these less than stellar mods. Ugh. Sell those. Good times. And let the good times roll. Hey, you're cools. How you doing today, bro? Unstoppable. How are you? How are you? Are you well? 22 more God damn! Why do I need to get rid of so many mods all of a sudden? Alright, 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, I can't get rid of that. That's got a 5 speed. That's got a 5 speed. I'm actually kind of curious. Take these to 12. Give me some more good business. Sounds okay on YouTube. Thank you, Kimmy. Dabo, how are you? Let's see, where did those... A 16 and a 13? Not too shabby. 16 and 3 is kind of huge. That's 2 5s and a 6. I wish I had 16 mod slicing materials available. I missed that one. And that one. Holy moly, where are these coming from? Where are all these mods coming from that need levels? Upgrade to 12. Let's go. Give me some more really high speed mods, please, guys. Do-do-do-do. 16 and 3. 15 and 3. Like, wow. Alright. Alright. Get rid of those two. Those two didn't work out, but all of these over here are banging, bruh. I mean, the 13 is not that great, but the rest can hang with the best. We will slice them up once I get a little bit more mod slicing materials. You know what I mean? Do-do-do-do. There's another one there. Where do these keep coming from? I keep thinking I'm done with them, and then they keep showing up again. Yeah, I don't like a lot of these. Whenever I watch a streamer, they're killing it with mods. Whiskey, you can continue to watch my mods rolling then. Getting some good mods there, bro. It's charging through. The cord is super short, so I can't use it till it's done. Oh, no. 4 mods. Oh, that's okay. That's fine. I don't mind missing mods. Missing mods is okay. I just wanted to put the mods back on. Mod harder, bro. I'm trying, Wolfie. How you doing, Wolfie? You ready for a little bit of that tribe talks action? Hell yeah. I'll be jumping in the stream with you guys in just a short moment. Hey, Robbie. How's it going, brother? Great to be in the tribe. Hell yeah. Tribe talks? What's that? I think it's a rare breed of fish that grows on trees. I think. I might be wrong. Don't mind me. Just get my groove on. Get my groove on. Ah, yeah. So, we are streaming once again to both Twitch and the YouTubes. Happy to be doing this these days of the week. That sounds accurate, but I'm not an arboreal botanist. Well, neither am I. Not yet. I am in study. One day, hopefully soon, I'll get my diploma. You just never know. Where Scribe talks to himself and you and Karth have a good time talking amongst yourselves with Bo. Night Fox. Bo is coming back in 6 days, alright? And I will have her then. Oh yes, she will be mine. Oh yes. Hey, thanks Robbie, appreciate you. Chuck Sachs, how you doing today, buddy? And until you do, you shall suffer. Well, this is the weird thing. I've gone 2-0 in GAC this week in 3s, and I suck at 3s. And I've done really badly in my matches. It's just my opponents have done worse. I don't know how, it doesn't make sense to me. Maybe everybody sucks at 3v3 in week 1. Like, I have not had good 3v3 battles, and yet I've won. I don't understand it. This is where Scribe sleeps for 4 days and misses the entire event. I hope not. Bonsoir, Symmetry. How you doing, Symmetry? Yeah. Don't mind me. GG in territory. Hey, MJ. You lost. Ah. GG, bro. That was I was actually in intense territory war. Hey, Ryrock, how you doing? Buenas noches. Darth Revan, ¿cómo está? ¿Qué tal? ¿O qué pasó? So yeah, I got to use Bella and Keck in TW today, and he did a great job. Granted, he was only going up against Geo with the Poggle but he did still win, so I was quite happy about that. Whereas Smudgy, he's chilling downstairs, Chuck. He's chilling downstairs with Mrs. Scribble, who has now returned. Un momento, por favor. You lost the first game because I was not able to clean up Ray, and won the second because your enemy couldn't clean up fleets. You're still setting all 3 best fleets on defense. Stefan, woi, buddy, going hard on that fleet defense. It was really close, to be fair, MJ. It was a very close match. We had to yell at a couple people to actually turn up and do some attacks. We just faced off against MJ and I'll show you guys how close it was, actually. I'll show you guys how close this TW was. It was very close. Good. MJ sucks. Well, you heard it here first. Yelling is always the best, when done in a polite and endearing and encouraging tone. So yeah, this territory war was real damn close. And for like the last couple of hours, MJ's guild were winning. And we just had to push really hard at the end to actually get people to show up and clear. But it was real close. You know, they only had 3 teams. Even if they declared, they would have lost on efficiency. But it would have been very close, you know? So back here, we had quite a few holds there. I did, Kimmy. Yeah, I did. And Calvin won by about 20 banners, I hear. So luckily, we had some pretty good holds on this back wall here. I think it was kind of an all guns blazing at the end. I'm pretty certain the CLS wall that was right in front of this really tripped them up, because we had a lot of holds on that CLS wall. We had 2 members who forget to set defense. We were behind the 8 ball right out of the gate. Oosh. That's kind of rough. Yeah, I think it was this wall that kind of tripped them up. 31.2 versus 31.5. Ouch. So, yeah, we had 4 holds here. 2 battles there on Essex. 2 battles there on Bomber. 2 battles there on Maddie. 5 on Deathhelm. 3 on mine. 2 over here again on Ray Skywalker's one. 2 on Tommy. 2 on Carthrick. 2 on RX Dealer. 3 on Cypher DS. I think that one kind of tripped him up a little bit. But yeah, good business. Good business. Today's supposed to be Tribe Talks Day, though, so let me hop into VC with my fellow compatriots. Good afternoon, Carthrick and Wolfie. How are you both? How the devil are you? Radio silence.
Oh, dear God, the Welshman has deigned to join us.
I have! I am here! And I am No, wait. I'm just here. I'm just here.
Hold on. Just here.
Let me check real quick. Yep.
Just here?
Yep.
You're never just here, Scribe. Come on, don't sell yourself short.
I'm kind of here instead then. Yeah. Oh, good. How are you, Wolfie? Are you alright, mate?
Not bad. Chilling Sunday.
Hell yeah.
Spent an embarrassing amount of it playing Palworld, but
yes, you have succumbed to the Palworld. Amazing. Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Tried it last night for the first time, and yeah, it's good.
You tried it last night for the first time, and you're still playing it. You're like, oh,
it's a good game.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah, it's. I'm just about reaching the end of it now. I'm level 49 out of 50, so it's kind of like I'm tailing off towards the end game content now. I just need to catch the legendary pals basically, and I'm kind of done. But it's a bit of a wild ride. It's a bit of a wild ride. It's fun. Are you playing it solo, mano a mano, or are you on a server with some friends, or what?
So right now I'm doing it solo, but some people were talking about setting up an actual server, like with Battalion and whatnot, and see if anybody wanted to hop in.
Mm-hmm.
They have like hosting servers, right? Like the main.
Yeah,
servers.
I've gone to I've got a third-party dedicated server up.
Like the one for Valheim I had on Bisect, I think was the hoster that I was using. So,
right. Yeah, you can do the same sort of thing. Yeah. So you can go out to a server hosting website, and there's usually loads of them that will say, yeah, we do servers for this game, and you pay them a nominal fee once a month, and they, keep your server up and running, and you can set all the settings. Yeah. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard
the
first week or so of the servers though for Palworld, it was like a complete shit show. Things wiping, things not saving.
It was a little bit messy. Luckily, we didn't get any of the save wiping business, but we did get a lot of lag, a lot of server drops, that sort of thing going on. It's kind of evened out a little bit now, but I think the servers are still pretty busy. So,
okay,
yeah.
When I first the Valheim thing last year, it was shitty.
Yeah. Well, when I first set up the dedicated server, I forgot to put a password on it, and we just had random people join our server. And I was like, "Who are you? Go away!"
Oh no! Don't take my pals! No.
So it was like, there's still to this day there's a base in the middle of nowhere where somebody had obviously joined the server, set up his own base and everything like that. But because he's not in our guild, it doesn't show up on our mini map, so it just sits there because he can't get back into the server now, obviously, and he's got pals there that are starving to death. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry guys, there's nothing I can do to help you.
Oh no.
Yeah, it makes you feel a little bit bad, but there we go. I see.
You could always try
what? I don't know how it works actually, because I can't hurt their pals.
You can, it's one of the flaws of their current system build is that there is no base degradation.
Yeah,
so the bases are permanent assets in a populated open world.
Yeah.
So the more stuff that you've got in your public servers, it will just eventually tank your entire server.
I noticed that when I went on a wild catching spree and my pal box was full, so when you capture them it just drops them on the floor, and I caught lots, and there was lots. It's kind of like when you die and it's got that little X on the map. It's got a little X on the map for each pal you capture, and I had dozens and dozens of them all over the map because I just kept on catching them to fill up the pal decks. I didn't actually care about getting the pals. And it slowed down the game so badly. I was like, I better clear out my pal box and pick these up, because otherwise they're just going to sit there forever. So yeah, it was a good time.
It's an unfortunate design feature at the moment. They're going to have to do something at some point to change that. Otherwise, the big servers where you have lots of people playing on, they just become unplayable because they if somebody joins and doesn't play for a week, but their base is still there, their pals are there, everything that they have is still there.
I remember that was a real issue in Valheim when you made really complex bases, and because it was every single time that you adjusted the level of the ground, because the building in Valheim is far superior to Palworld. You can raise and lower ground, you can make things at an angle and stuff like that. But every single time you make one of those adjustments, it gets recorded as changed to the default state of the map. So every single little bit that you do causes additional stress on the servers. At least that's how it used to be when the game was first released. So the more terrain modification you did, the bigger the strain on the server, and eventually it just got to a point where it would not run very well at all. But it was I really enjoyed the base building in Valheim. It was very nuanced. Even just the physics behind it how to build really tall buildings. And yeah, no, it was really good. It was very enjoyable because it made sense. Whereas Palworld building defies the laws of physics completely.
I came from Minecraft where you could just build a just bridge out to infinity over nothing with no support, and then I come to Valheim and it's like, whoa. I need to support my stone structures. I like this. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much there, Zerko, for the resub. Thank you, buddy. I won't read out that message, but thank you. I appreciate you. All right, cool. Are we having your beautiful faces today?
Yeah. Give me a minute.
And banned. Yeah. Hey, Tren, how you doing today, buddy? Hey, Sopper. Sorry I didn't catch your message earlier. Ba-ba-dum, bam, dum, 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 da, dum. Ba-bam, bam, bam. Ho, ho, ho. At last, my love has come along. Let's pop you guys out in a completely non-sexual way, of course. And then we can go over to the Tribe Talks one. Look, we can see Carthrick. We haven't seen Carthrick's beautiful face in so many moons. Or like one moon. Because it's a month.
I mean, I haven't...
Yeah, like a moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Under the literal.
Yeah. It might have been a little bit longer than a month. Because I think it was probably like mid-December. Oh, no, late December probably.
We didn't do one for...
We did one before New Year's, didn't we? Or were you not on that one? I can't remember.
I think we did one for like right after Christmas or for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely did one before Christmas. I think we did one on like the 28th.
Well, we might have done one early, if I remember correctly, but I don't remember. It's been too long.
Do. Is that a drill in the background? I think that is a drill in the background behind Karth's shoulder. But Karth doesn't work in construction or anything like that, so it would make no sense for him to have a drill. It's probably a sex toy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can retrofit him if you really want to. No, I was putting some stuff together in my office because, when your computer fries, then it's a good time to start dealing with all the stuff that you have ignored for the better part of a year.
Exactly. When things break things more. I mean, makes sense.
Give me 1 second. I gotta leave. I gotta restart Discord. It's being a dick.
All right. Bye, Wolfie. Love you.
I just need to
break free.
No.
Oh, I got all excited then. Do.
Daddy, chill.
I was wondering what you were going to come up with. Daddy, chill. Daddy, chill.
No, I was trying to remember how to modify sounds on Discord.
Ah, yes.
And yes, Checksax is absolutely right.
Anything is
hard enough.
That's one sex toy I don't want to try hard enough with. I'll be honest.
I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, anything relatively cylindrical will do the job.
I mean, that drill. I don't think it's a male sex toy.
You take the bit out of it, and you've got options.
This Tribe Talks has started off very odd. It's a bizarre Tribe Talks today. Yes.
I mean, we haven't actually started yet, right?
No. I mean, we did. I mean, this will be on the live recording, obviously, but
well, sounds like a personal problem.
Just not on the Spotify version. We'll probably cut it out to about Whoa, hold up, Wolfie. Where's the Christmas tree?
I think this is probably. Whoa! It's away.
Oh my!
Like space over here is so strange. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm gonna put the tree back.
Yeah, definitely. Bring back the tree. All right, we need to bring back the tree. It seems like there are now officially. It feels like there is now officially 3 co-hosts of Tribe Talks within one Discord channel with many cameras. So I think that's probably about as good a time as any to start the first Tribe Talks of February, because it's a very weirdly sounding month. How you guys doing?
Doing good. How about
Sick. Yeah. I mean,
Roland?
I'm a little bit upset. All right, real talk. Real talk.
Boy, we're getting right into it, aren't we?
Yeah. So
Talk
yes,
to me.
the Six Nations just started this weekend, and for those of you that don't know, the Six Nations is a rugby tournament that happens every year.
Not
Six
where I thought it
nations
was
are
going.
involved.
Go on.
It's England, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, Italy, France. And our first matches were this weekend, and Italy nearly beat England, very, very close match. And then Scotland, who are playing Wales in Cardiff, where I live, at the second half, they were 20 points to 0 up. Scotland were. They were beating us 20-0, which they haven't beaten us in 20 years in our home ground. And then it went 27-0. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. But we did pull it back, and it ended up being 26-27. So we lost by 1 point. But I'm still upset because we lost. It was like, if we'd have actually done something in like the first 40 minutes of that match, maybe we wouldn't have lost. But we just, I don't know, had our heads up our asses for the first half. And then Scotland kind of laid back a little bit. So
sounds like our TW.
Yeah, well, yeah, it sounds, except we won our TW. Sorry, MJ, suck it.
Well, yeah. We the end of it, but we didn't do anything until, about, what?
The last hour and a half.
Like, I woke up and we only had 3 zones on, and we had like 3 hours left to clear out the entire board.
Yeah, it was worrying. It was very worrying.
I mean, it was... Well, we didn't make any progress out the opening. We were so slow clearing out those first couple of zones.
Yeah.
It was so frustrating because it's like, it was 9 for me, and we dropped 1 zone by that point in time. And that's like, almost 12 hours into TW. And I was like, well, I'm going to bed, so...
Yeah, I remember waking up in the morning and checking the TW chat. And I think there was a ping at about 4 in the morning where Matty had said, guys, come on, we need to do something. And I was like, holy moly, 4 in the morning and we still had like barely cleared 1 zone. I was like, God damn, guys. Do something.
One of those things where I'm just starting to look at that and I'm like, either you just don't know enough about the counter and you should ask questions, or if you're going to play TW in a higher end guild, maybe put a little effort in datacrons.
Trying a little bit helps sometimes. Yeah.
You don't need 30 level 9s, but 8 to 10 level 9s would be acceptable.
Indeed. How about you, Wolfie? How did TW go in your guild?
We lost. We're not super duper like TW serious kind of crazy guild or anything. So we'll rally. We'll do our best with all the counters and whatnot. But when someone's a little more coordinated than us, it just tends to fall apart a little bit. So win some, you lose some. But as long as we can get a pretty consistent winning, then we're most.
Yeah, that's fair. But, that's fair.
Unfortunately, did not win this one. We won the first one this week though. So I think we're 1-1 for this week.
Yeah, we did not.
I kind of screwed ourselves a little bit on that war. But I mean, even that being the case, it wasn't just me who was like, I made a bad call and put Jabba on defense because I thought it would be more of a hassle. But then they put Lei on their front wall, and nobody had any solid experience as to what to do versus her. And so even there were a few of us that were getting through it with like Slacker, but I mean, I think our fail rate Slacker was still like 60%.
Yeah, it wasn't a good TW for us at all.
They had a pretty good cron. Well, they had a lot of cron dedication. I'll put it that way, which is way beyond. Which I didn't think was going to be as a problem until I saw that it was not just that the crons were even between our guilds, it was that they were coordinated on their end. We're kind of all over the board on where our stuff is. The first farm session, but they had their entire Leia wall all had the exact same like Jin Rebel Fighter cron.
Yeah,
and it was really noxious because it's just like Jin would go with an AOE and then one shot the allies on your team. Like, there goes Faust. There goes Red Lobster. I don't have all. Yeah,
people died very quickly.
5? Oh, this is gonna go well.
Yeah. What I did notice about MJ's guild. Sorry, Ram is in our guild. More's the pity. I'm kidding, obviously. Was that they had a lot of TW Omicrons as well. Like they had full walls of armies going on there. I feel like they had more TW armies than we typically run in our guild. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a biased thing. But I looked at it and I was like, that's like all of their Geos have got armies and all of their Droidicas have got armies and all this sort of business. I was like, maybe I'm just looking at that and looking at mine and going, I don't have those armies. Yeah.
They make a difference when the entire guild does it. When you have a wall of 50 of the Omicron, this whatever, that's when it starts making a real difference. And if it's a TW focused guild and they do that stuff and they make that dedication, then more power to them. That's
they have 60 more TW armies than we did.
Okay. Not an insane.
No, but that 60
is
advantage. Yeah, that 60 was put into those little lesser used teams like GG with the DDK Ami and Geos with the Toggle Ami and who's the other one?
Of course, you probably have like 40 of the Omicrons yourself, so.
Yeah.
That's yeah, he does.
I think the OTW character that was
Karth has more R9s than some guilds, so.
Well, that's not fair because
I agree. It isn't fair, Karth.
It is not fair. You are absolutely correct. Go on,
there are a lot of guilds that would never be able to compete with that.
I think it'd be really funny if we could do something like that with some TW matchmaking. Have a TW matchmaking where it's just Karth's account against a small guild, and he has to try and fill the whole board.
To a small degree.
See if he can win.
I have done when we're pretty heavily mismatched and we've got advantage. I'll take an entire zone and I'll put all of my best teams, all my best Datacrons in that zone, and then let the rest of the guild fill up the other spaces. And usually that zone, it's one of two things: either they just zerg it down with everything and it doesn't really get a lot of holds, or they off counter everything and it's like I have like 40 first attempt holds on the zone.
Yeah.
As
if my ego needed any more boosting. But hey, I feel better about life today.
We have 96% protection crons on JML.
Man, that was so much fun. Oh, speaking of crons and re-rolling and stuff, I managed to re-roll the last missing secondary. Did it first time as well, so I only took one reroll on my deflection cron. So I now have a deflection cron with 75% deflection. I was like, yay!
Who's it for?
And it will do you absolutely no good.
Well, I'm sure it won't, but it only cost me 40 reroll mats, so I don't really care.
That's fair.
I'm saying, who is it? Is it a light side or is it a dark side?
It's a light side one with the stacking bonus up, so I'll probably throw it on a Ray team.
Okay.
Ray with JTR.
Yeah, that goes on Ray.
Yeah.
If it was an Empire one, then it goes on Lord Vader. So.
For sure. Like that's the first stop. I don't know about you guys, but I've had such bad luck trying to get the Datacrons rolling and Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. I can't get them. I've had 3 so far, and then none of them are Dark Trooper Moff Gideon.
I have 1 Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, and I have 0 Datacrons. I have 1 single protection up level 3 cron.
Oh,
1
nice.
protection up level 3.
Yeah.
0 of the frickin' doubt ones and 1 get. I also have bow, although I did get the bow one, so that's nice. And the bow one.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, I need to get that actually. That's going to be a discussion topic later.
Oh, it is a beautiful cron.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I still got to do a little bit of rolling.
I think
obviously done with Conquest at this point.
Yeah. I've managed to get. I think I've got one Datacron that rolled. And obviously I don't have Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, so that's kind of made me upset. And I've got 1 of the protection up crons, I want to say. He does seem really strong, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the team does well in general. I mean, we were using Dark Trooper Moff Gideon with no Omicrons and just smashing the living hell out of Seer teams. Like even when they had the Amis on Fulcrum and Cal, just like, nah, we don't care. Just gonna destroy you. Like, and not even using 9 crons for Moff Gideon, and just taking the Imperial Remnant action down and just blowing holes in them. Nice. It's like, well, that's them. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what shakes loose. But my gripe with the current state of Datacrons is that we're just in such a heavily offensive, like, back-to-back sets. Because, like, we're seeing what the Chirrut-cron can do right now. We're seeing what the BAM-cron does.
I've been messing around with that earlier today. You saw my screenshot in Patron chat, didn't you?
Yeah. But it's like, there's just so much nutty stuff going on right now. And it's like, what a hold on defense. Because if you both go heavy offense, you're going to always clear the board.
We don't do holds on defense anymore.
We don't. We just play for efficiency.
So,
or in my case, you just don't play at all.
Yeah, but it's okay. I will happily lose your GACs for you, Karthik. Just leave it to me, buddy. First in line. So, Wolfie, I sent a picture earlier today because I was messing around. I was like, I have a Bamcron. Let's do some stuff. And I was doing... I was taking on Leias and Lord Vaders with Bamcron, but throwing in Maul, basically. And by the end, I killed a Relic 9 Leia I had 20 stacks of Whistling Birds up towards the end of the match and dropped down the Whistling Birds on her. And each one was hitting for about 80k. At 20 stacks, it works out at, about 1.6 million damage. So I was like, okay. Yeah, I don't think she's going to survive that hit.
It's some wilds. And you're looking at that damage, that's counting in the GL damage reduction.
Yeah, 30% damage.
So you were dealing more than that. Like, come on. It's a beautiful thing. It's
the only
beautiful thing.
The only problem I had with it is, of course, I was using Maul. So, having Maul there,
you don't need Maul. It is easier to get things set up. He's a
So I was just messing around, and I want to try and see what I can do with a full Darkside Maul, Darkside Mandalorian Maul team with the same sort of cron. Obviously, I wouldn't need a level 9 for that. Just need the level 6 for the ramping offense, and probably the level 3 for, well, maybe percentile damage based on debuffs, because you'll deal dots with Canderous, I guess. But I'm not even sure if that's necessary, truth be told. I want to see what we can come up with, some fun stuff, because I don't have the likes of Chirrut. Have you guys had fun with the Chirrut-cron?
Problem. yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. I mean, I in arena most because
of course. How about you, Wolfie?
I haven't actually gotten to use it yet because my Chirrut was gear 12 at lock-in, and I was just like, what? Chirrut's been sitting at gear 12 for a long time, so I'm gonna relic my Chirrut. So Chirrut's finally gear 13, and he's going up there, and he's gonna get some work done. So
I'm pretty sure that my Chirrut is like gear 7. So
mine's relic 8. How to make you feel?
It makes me feel like less of a man. Oh, I was right. He's gear 8, and he's 6 stars. But
he's 6 stars.
Now he's 7 stars because I had like 140 shards out of 100.
I was about to nope out of this freaking Discord call right now. Like, get that shit.
Absolutely not. I refused. So yeah, he's gear 8. So I don't even have his cron, and he's gear 8. But more importantly, there was a little bit of a data mine recently, which caught me by surprise. I made a little bit of a video on it. But it turns out that Bokatan is coming back again this week. Well, this week coming.
Hey,
third time's the charm, baby.
I feel like I might have mentioned something about this on last week's Tribe
Karth, you didn't.
Raised it as a possibility.
Yeah. It's so dumb, man. It's so dumb.
I mean, hell, if this is how they want to do epic like legendary events, where they come back once a month and they get more people, because that's the thing, is the way the legendary events used to run is that if you were not ready day one It's very hard without spending to do that. You gotta either have a really nice hoard or you gotta spend money. It's kind of a hit or miss. You even saw what happened with Jedi Knight Cal when he first came out, because everything was farmable when he came out, but by like a week.
Sorry, who?
Yeah, no. Jedi Knight Cal.
Who's that guy again? Jedi Knight Cal. CG have actually forgotten about him, I think. They don't know who he is.
There's a strong chance. But I mean, like, we had as many Knight Cals on the first unlock as we had on the second unlock of Bokatan, if I remember the numbers correctly. Roughly
about 1,800, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's like, if she's coming back for third release. Keller and Beck should go farmable wins like this week, and then they'll do a third release. So it's like you're gonna get another chunk of players to buy out the Keller and Beck shards, and then be a part of it. So it's like, hey, it makes more sense to me because you're gonna get more people to spend, because the previous model was feast or famine, right? Because either you whaled $500 to be ready, which a small percentage of the player base is going to do, or you waited the 4 months for it to come back, and by that time you would be more than ready to do it.
I think we've spoken about this before, but like when it comes to Galaxy, this isn't a Galaxy Heroes of thing. This is a microtransaction gacha based game that has whales. Whales are going to whale, so the really big whales, the Krakens, they are disposed of a whaley nature. And if something new comes out and it leads to a legendary, they're going to get that character no matter what. And then there's going to be, there's the people that are kind of borderline, and they're like, oh, I might whale if it's something I particularly like, or if it's, I'm in the right position, maybe. So they're kind of capturing that first lot that's always going to whale no matter what. And then they're releasing it sequentially every month to capture all the other different subsets of whales and dolphins that are going to just spend a little bit here, a little bit there, or maybe more, because it's still pretty exclusive content at the moment, I feel. I'm just curious personally, and I put out a shout out in my video to see if any whales wanted to talk about this, but I want to get the perspective of those whales. Present and accounted for, thank you so much. I want to get the perspective of the whales that dropped proper money to get Bo-Katan first release, and how do they feel? Because that first release, she didn't even have a Datacron, Well, I'm like, how do they feel about it being more accessible, right?
Well, she did great when she was first released and everything, but like she still did a lot of really good work and everything. So it's not like she was a bad unit or whatnot. And also, it's just real quick on what Karth was saying at the beginning over there. Moving forwards, I think we gotta be careful on saying what something is going to happen moving forwards. This could be a complete test run, a complete one-off, a complete random. Who the hell knows if they'll ever do anything like this again? They did Afra followed by Starkiller followed by Afra year after year, where it went straight to the journey guide. This is effectively going straight to the journey guide if it's a monthly event, or every 3 weeks event at this point. So it's effectively the same thing. It's just like they're not communicating it to you. So
genuinely,
is it gonna be the same way moving forwards? I don't know.
I'd be really curious actually to look to understand the metrics behind what actually encourages more spending. Something going direct to journey guide and staying there, or a monthly cadence like this. Because I'm not even sure which one works. I almost think this way makes more money because people are still a little bit confused about how it's, when's it coming back? It's only here for a couple of days. I want to make sure I've got it for this next release. Let's do it now, sort of thing. But I don't know.
Perception of the event, I think you're right. Yeah, that's due to the perception of the event and whether it's coming back, and just the uncertainty surrounding it. I think it's probably gonna be a little more prone to whaling. But then if you know it's gonna come back every 3 weeks, then you're suddenly making a different calculation.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
Honestly, I think they're extrapolating from the data of how they've been doing the capital releases for the last couple of years, right? Because it's the same setup.
It's a monthly
capital
thing.
Ship, and then it comes back every month. You get 10 free shards a month, and then you can slowly unlock it, or you can spend to unlock it. And they're probably seeing that the people who are ready unlock it low stars, and then wait for viability to see if it's worth spending the remaining crystals to push it the rest of the way. And they kind of see that the spending increases the longer that's been out available. I think this kind of mantra where they have the legendary event come back every month is going to increase spending compared to having the event permanently available in the journey guide. Because they're pairing a very powerful character with a very small window for unlock versus the like Afra is an okay character. I mean, she's very powerful, especially when she has her cron, but she really needs 2 more people on her team to start being more viable, I would say.
Particularly, I imagine, against GLs, right? Where it's like, that's where you get the value out of her. Because in a 3v3 environment, it almost invariably means she'll make it a 3v2, at least, immediately, right? And then she's...
but in 3v3, she loses all of her Omicrons. That's the problem, is that she's only good every other season.
The droids have 3v3 Omicrons, which is just...
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. Sorry. I spaced out. I was talking about Bo, not Afra.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so with Afra,
though... immediate 4v3.
Yeah. Afra, the short of it is that it's... there. You have when it's always available. A lot of people are going to be more of the consensus of I'll get when I get there. But if you put a little bit of exclusivity on it, a little bit of timed event where you only got 3 days to do it, you got to be ready for it. I think it's going to drive more people to spend on characters. And actually, but the reality is that it's like, honestly, I don't even know if Bo-Katan's the best thing to come out of the requirements. I would honestly say that Keller and Beck is going to steal the show.
Dude, this as of Thursday, I got the rest of the shards for Keller and Beck, and I took him straight to Relic 7, and I threw his Omicron on, and I threw all his Zetas on, which means I can't, fully Zeta and Omicron Bo-Katan when she comes out, but who cares? But I was just like, I actually am more excited for Beck than I am for Beck. Not that she's great and everything, but I'm like, I want me some more Jedi action. Let's do this.
Well, Keller and Beck just throws a lot of common counters out the window. Like, Keller and Beck is going to look at Reva and go, "You're dead. I don't care."
Is that where he performs really well? Is it? Because I haven't looked at any of the counters.
Well, I've just seen people try to use Reva against it, and it just doesn't go well.
Oh wow! So it's held defensively against Reva teams.
Yeah, that's huge. Against Reva teams, and it's like it punches up a lot of stuff. I mean, it has the same clause as Qui-Gon, right? Where if there is a GL present, everything shuts off. So you can't fight up against that. But it's going to be an incredibly powerful offensive or defensive team, basically. Datacrons that are available because it has just some ludicrous perks from the Omicron, right? Because the Omicron gives like 500% defense. It doubles the amount of offense you get from Padawan lessons, and so it's like
it's huge, so much damage.
You add that much stats. You add 300% offense and 500% defense. It really, unless they come back with more. Defense heavy crons where we could still get to 400%, teams aren't going to be able to eat that incoming firepower. Anakin needs one turn and he'll detonate the board. And that's really what happens is that Anakin takes his turn and kills the entire Reva squad besides Reva because they have got no way to eat that level of incoming firepower.
Well, not now that there's no bulk crons that exist in the game currently. So,
well, I don't even know if that would do it. To be honest with you, because the other part
defense maybe.
Yeah.
Well, no, but the thing is too is that you're getting defense penetration.
Yeah, he does pass defense too. Yeah.
So you would need quite a lot to get it.
It'd be interesting to see.
But yeah, anyways, it's just one of those things where it's like. Bo's interesting, but I don't really care about her. She's heavily off.
Sorry,
she's just heavily offensive, and she's not efficient against most of the GL she fights. She's kind of a one-trick pony.
So to Scribe's original question that sort of derailed you from, are you disappointed from the release? Or
I mean, so I'm not disappointed because. It's a legendary character that all it's going to do is the more people that have her is that there are going to be less and less Lord Vaders on defense, right? Because she can basically two-man the team.
Yes.
In 5v5.
Yeah,
but
which is huge.
She has no defensive viability right now, even with the Datacron, because the AI A doesn't target the ally without protection first. B doesn't use basic even if it happens to target that ally. It uses the specials first.
Last week.
Yeah, so it's like it's not a good defensive
like, the AI is gonna be
cron.
stupid.
Yeah, so there's no benefit to really, like, if you have her or not. It's another team on off. It's the same way I kind of felt with Leia before the Drogon Cron shut.
Yeah.
You know, because it was like she didn't really have defensive viability until Drogon Cron. She's got even the current Rebel Fighter Cron's given her some more defensive.
Well, you know,
there's some dumb things you can do, but
Leia may well turn out to be a GL just like Lord Vader, where every single set there is something that can elevate her through a Datacron. Because Lord Vader has been like that since Datacrons have been a thing, more or less. It's been like, he's just kind of substandard. Not, I don't want to call him substandard. He's not substandard, but it's nothing, no like big wow factor. But then there's something in every single Datacron set that turns Lord Vader from being, to being, oh my god, I hate Lord Vader. Why do you do this?
Nothing as bad as set 4, but...
yeah. So Wolfie, I just noticed we had someone in the chat, Sop, say that Bo is essentially a glorified Lord Vader killer. What's your opinions on that one?
No, I mean, I had responded in chat as well, but I had used Bo a few times last season. This was before she had her Datacron to kill JMK. Just building holes and smacking them around and just doing work with that. So, I mean, she can absolutely kill some things that are not Lord Vader. Whenever there wasn't a Lord Vader for me to kill, I was killing either like an A-team or something else. Like, they just go and kill things.
Yeah, she's an incredibly powerful. Yeah, she's an incredibly powerful team, but it's it's the vibe I'm not enjoying with the PvP and Swogger right now is just the heavy offensive focus in the metas.
Completely agree.
Because it's just there's nothing I can do to get a defense together that's going to cause problems unless both of us play a heavy defense.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you go reasonably offensive, you're just going to roll my entire board.
The thing I would like to see change with that, because I understand where you're coming from. I think defense should matter. And I mean, the board that you set defensively should matter, not the stat defense. That distinction is very important because I despised the era of Bokatan and 400% defense. Like, it was obnoxious. I hated it.
You don't love when you're like heavy attackers, you're doing 500 damage. That's
exactly.
That's not fun for you.
You're like, why are you not getting hurt? Sort of thing. And then they do one basic against you, and the health steal just fully heals them. You're like, oh, well, I just hate you. So I would rather the current setup of everything on offense works to the defensive setup, but they need to find that middle ground where you can use these offensive characters, and on defense, the AI doesn't suck so much that they actually get holds.
What they need to do is do more like Keller and Beck for the Datacrons, is make the level 9 give just insane stat boosts to a character or the team, and then that's your buff stick. Don't put all these crazy stats on the rolls, because then it makes access and whatever else more
I think CG wants that to encourage more re-rolling, right?
But that's just not the case. I mean, if you look at it statistically, the only people who are spending on re-rolling are massive Krakens. They're the only ones that are going to put decent amounts of money towards it. Nobody.
Are you calling out Aesop Rocks?
Whoa!
I mean, anybody that
like that,
top 100 of GAC is probably doing something along those lines. But
yeah, he does a pretty heavy job of wailing on those crons.
But the short of it is that there's just no net positive for beyond the rest of it, because the average player isn't going to spend beyond what they make reroll materials. And so what are you going to do? It's like, oh, well, we're going to get more reroll. We make it more challenging to get. No, you're not. What you need to do is kind of what I've been doing, which is have more level 9s, and then encourage people to level up more crons by having more unique and more powerful level 9s. But
The funny thing about that,
so many times,
the other side to that as well is that the level 9 reroll materials is only really available from TW. Yes, you can whale on them, or you can drop crystals on them, but the only other way is TW rewards. So it means that if you've got a large pool of level 9s available per cron set, it's going to be very difficult to get the one you want. And if you need to have lots of them, then it's going to encourage people to roll that level 9 one, which is going to just make it that much harder to get, or encourage re-rolling again. So that's interesting.
Yeah, there's not a good system for what they want to do with datacrons, which is get more players to utilize them. But it's just like you look at like Kyber, basically that they've changed and modified how we're playing Kyber. Well, sorry, not playing Kyber. The points. We now have far more players in Kyber than we ever had in the past, right?
Do you mean Kyber the league or Kyber 1 the division?
Kyber 1, sorry, Kyber. Sorry.
Okay. Multitasking. We're being told that your mic is cutting out a little bit. I don't know if it's a noise gate or something like that, or if the mic is too far away from your mouth. I'm not sure.
It shouldn't be. The mic is super sensitive and picks up fairly well. So.
Microphone, you're a wonderful person. Don't take offense to what we were saying. Okay, microphone, we love you. It's super sensitive, guys. You've got to be careful with it.
Yeah.
Wolfie, apparently you were a little bit quiet, so I've boosted your audio in the chat. But if you could just do a testing for us, just in case.
Very good.
Yes.
I needed to do a lot of fleet arena climb apparently because I was a retard and did not switch fully back to the proper team yesterday.
Oh
so
no!
I had my Sith Empire fleet in with the Chimera lead.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What were you doing with Chimera lead Sith Empire?
Well, I had used the Chimera to beat the guy in first, and then I had done to switch the account, the fleet back, and I forgot to switch the capital ship when I locked in. So it was stuck there. I just was switching back, so I went in and forfeited. I didn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And I woke up this morning and I was in 25th. Haven't been outside the top 10 of my fleet arena in years.
I think my fleet arena doesn't even have 25 active players, so I'm super fortunate. I absolutely love my fleet arena. My fleet arena shard is so quiet that we closed down the Discord server because there was just no point in having it. Like nobody talked in there really. It hasn't talked in there for
ours is used like once or twice a month where somebody's like, hey, sorry I hit you during your payout, I wasn't paying attention, and then that's like the totality, and then the other guy's like, oh, I don't really care, no big deal, don't worry about it.
Like three weeks later he replies saying, yeah, don't worry about it.
So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. I guess we'll see and find out, but just trying to get through all of it, and I'm just like,
I found that out today as well.
5 times.
So my squad arena shard is normally quite quiet. So today when I was testing around in the Bamcron, just seeing what I could beat, I climbed all the way up to 4th, and then like 35 minutes later I was 24th. I was like, wow, normally this place is dead, but now I have dropped 20 places essentially. That's uncommon.
Put one shitty team in the arena and everyone will pounce on it.
Yeah, it's not normal in mine actually, because it's normally quite quiet, but I was like, oh, so there are people that actually care. They just used me as an easy climbing board because I guess everybody else is running like Jabba with Bauschkron, or they're running Lord Vader with Datacrons, or they're running Leia with, I don't know, something, probably. So, yeah, that was an interesting turn of events. So, we had a question earlier, actually, and I'd like to pick your brains on it, both of you. There's been a lot of radio silence, particularly with CG around Heroes of Middle-earth, which is the other CG game, obviously. And the question is not around Heroes of Middle-earth because, we're a Galaxy of Heroes podcast and we absolutely refuse point blank to talk about anything that is not Galaxy of Heroes related. How's your dog, Wolf? No. There's a little bit of concern in the community around the lack of communication from CG. Do we feel like, and I'm not putting my opinion out just yet, do we feel like issues at CG are bleeding over into Swugger? Or is this a home-related thing only? Home being Heroes of Middle-earth. What do you guys think?
This is just a home-related thing. I mean, there is no way that EA pulls the plug on Swugga. I mean, until the players quit, they're going to keep pumping out content into this game. It makes them too much money. So I think honestly, what the home issue is having it's licenses related. They're struggling with things that is literally preventing them from pushing out content. So it's not that they don't have it, they haven't developed it. Because I mean, at the rate they were pushing out marquees, you can't tell me they don't have the next years of characters ready to shove out the door.
For context of those people that don't or haven't been playing Heroes of Middle-earth, they were pushing out on average about 3 marquees a month for about 6 months straight. Like every single month, it was like 3 marquees. That's a lot of marquees and a lot of burnout.
and they had no real intention of slowing that down. And so, I mean, they've got something going on the back end that they can't even talk about. But I mean, you look at from Arnold's videos when that came out the other day, Swogga made like $7 or $8 million in the month of January.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not that away.
Yeah.
And I mean, the difference is
I don't care what anybody says. There is no way in hell that CG's outgoings are $7 million a month. No.
Shit. No, and it just doesn't make sense. Like it's not gonna really do anything to the capital games. I feel like everything that's going on right now is not related to their studio having problems, to outside things that they can't control. They're just stuck in the middle. Mm-hmm. And so I don't see that being a problem for Swogga because it doesn't impact that. They don't have any problem with licensing on Swogga. Disney's very interested in keeping interest in their Star Wars content high. Mm-hmm. So I can't imagine them wanting any pressure from them trying to slow it down. And we get plenty of it. I mean, January is notoriously have been slow months for Swogga in general. I mean, there hasn't been.
Generally are, yeah.
It's like
the next. What's going to start the next year? What's where this year is going? We'll get the road ahead very shortly, hopefully, and it'll be set the tone for the year. Whether it's the year of the Inquisitors or the year of the supposed year of the ships or whatever.
Yeah, but
I mean, we
this year
have
is
gotten
gonna
a lot
be
of ships, but they just forgot the apostrophe S at the end of year on the first time.
Well,
the years of ships. It will take us years to get these ships up.
It's taken them years to bring out additional, Holdo resistance ship, and it's still not great. So I'm confident that next year we're going to have another resistance ship, and that time they'll get it right, maybe. How about you, Wolfie? What do you think about? Right, because we haven't had any actual proper announcements from CG relating to content coming.
Right?
Yeah. That's literally it. We've had the comeuppance announced, but there's been nothing. Like I said, there's been no road ahead. We haven't had any other new content. We were expecting a new marquee. What's your perspective on this, Wolf?
Well, a little bit like Carth was saying. It is January. Well, it's not January anymore. Sorry, it's February now.
For a whole 4 days.
January. Yeah. So I feel like a broken record at this point because we're saying, all right, hey CG, it should be this week, right? Road ahead, a post, a something, a news, and anything to let us know what's going on.
Please,
right
maybe.
Now we're just sort of chugging along and laughing about Bo coming back for the 3rd time and wondering when Jedi Cal's coming back. Like
Bo's been back 3 times and Cal hasn't made it back
for his 3rd time.
It's become like a meme.
Just a little bit.
Communication is more like a meme than anything else. So it's CG, if you're listening, come on, let's go. I want to stop complaining about no communication, please.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. The one thing that I would say is different, and this might be just because I've officially, I know we discussed it last week, I've packed in Heroes of Middle-earth. There's just nothing going on. So I'm not wasting more hours of my day playing that game when the devs are literally saying nothing. It's not even that it's been like, oh, it's January. They haven't done a public announcement since like the 18th of December. So it's,
no. They have done one public announcement.
Have they? I must have missed it.
They made a Twitter post.
Oh,
they had an update coming.
Yeah, okay.
That's all they've done in the last
nearly 2 months, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Well,
so, I mean,
but you know, but at
I
least with
played
this
whole raid.
Well, yeah. No, all I was saying is that comparatively speaking, I know CG hasn't put out a lot publicly speaking, but we've seen Meathead, for example. Meathead has been going into Discord. He's been live on certain people's Twitch streams. He's been on my Twitch stream. He was on Calvin Awesome's Twitch stream. I don't know where else he's been. So he's at least there and talking with people in his capacity as a community manager for this game. I haven't seen any of that from Heroes of Middle-earth. So
no,
I don't think
they've made a post in their Discord server since the 19th of December.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's the same thing. I do think this is an isolated home thing. Maybe there is some capacity at CG that has been diverted to deal with whatever they're going on with, but I don't think that is the case. I think any day now, we're going to have a post from CG that's going to talk about what's coming up for this game. There is no way on this green earth that this game is disappearing anytime soon. It makes too much money. Oh, yeah. People don't just give away money. You know what I mean? Apart from people on Twitch and stuff. But
and just from what I know in the background too is that they are just more and more interested in making sure they get more money out of you. I can't really go into details of that, but the
wouldn't expect you to.
I mean, it's just they're putting effort into designing better models for monetization, and you don't do that in a failed game. Usually if the game starts failing, you just start throwing out packs left, right, and center, anybody and everybody to buy stuff, and then just go out in a blaze of glory in 6 months. I mean, that's usually the telltale sign of a game failing, is that you get insane value packs, or you just get
to the Lightspeed bundles.
Well, but those are different, right? Because they came kind of gave us the intention with those out the rip, is that they're CG
and I still
is
think
targeting.
They are
targeting early. They're targeting early game accounts and trying to get them cut to the mid end game ish starting areas, getting them to be able to do conquest and everything else. I mean, you've been doing
and use datacrons. I mean, come on, like everything went to Relic 5. Coincidence?
Yeah, I mean, but you've been doing account reviews the last couple of weeks, and you've been getting a lot of those people that are, 6 to 8 million GP that have clearly bought the Hyperdrive bundle and then the Lightspeed bundle that's come out, because they've got all of the characters, just none of those Zetas or mod depth or
we had some crazy accounts. Like, I think there must have been 3 in that one stream on Tuesday where I do my roster reviews, where 3 of those accounts were between 6.5 and 7 million GP with like 3 to 4 GLs each. I'm like,
oh, they were nearly identical, right?
Yeah, they were. Well, obviously, yeah. I think like one person had C, the other person had Slacker, and it was like that's the difference in the account, But it's like there are still new players coming to this game that are willing to wail on it, right? So those Lightspeed bundles are not tone deaf. Like that's just business savvy, So,
I was just joking with the
oh no. I know, but the thing is, like I know you were joking, Wolfie, but not everybody has that opinion. Some people do think that the sky is falling when they see Lightspeed bundles. They're like, oh my god, it's a fire sale. CG is just going nuts. It's about to close. I'm like, yeah, but no. no.
It makes too much money. Like this. For what they have the studio for what they're putting out, for what they're doing, there is no way that they're not making. I mean, it's grossed over $1 billion. That was a couple of years. Yeah, I think it's over $2 billion now. It's like it's just making them money. They're never going to stop. doing that until the game falls off the wheels, which is that's just going to be up to what CG, if they push out some really stupid things. I didn't like what they did with Bokatan, but if this is kind of their blindfold testing on a new legendary release style, I don't mind that style if that's what they want to release legendaries.
I don't mind it if that's what we should come to expect.
I'd almost prefer it, to be honest with you. But any way to know if that's what's going to happen long term, then it bothers me. It was, that's what we talked about when it first came out back in December. Was like, I have no confidence now in telling anybody to go after anything right away because you're not going to find it useful. It's like, should I wail on that? Well, probably not. We don't know when it's going to be.
And that was it with Bokatan as well. It was it was such a short time frame that most, like the whaling for the original release of Bokatan was outside of most people's pockets. Not most people's pockets, but most free-to-play pockets. Most people that had hoarded up a bunch of crystals because the timing came so abruptly, and we didn't have the Datacron either, and the packs were
Because the packs for you, it didn't really make sense because you already had some of the characters 7 stars.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
The packs were for shards of everybody. So if you had been a weird fucker like me and had just whaled them up sort of equally and didn't rush any one of them, because why would that make any sense to do? You sort of made out okay because there were some weird packs for all of the characters and instead of individuals. So it just
those packs were perfect for your scenario, weren't they? Because you got the double pack,
no goddamn sense.
and it basically set you up super for it. So it's that was good prep and a little bit of fortunate scenario. And I think Karth got fortunate because he had one of the Keller and Beck shards whale packs dropped in 145 shards. Yeah, which is huge.
Otherwise, it would have been through shipments, and I would have got him in January.
Yeah,
or got her in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working out.
So I don't mind monthly releases for these sorts of things. If they're doing it almost exactly like we do ships, I'm okay with that, provided we're kind of communicated that's the way going forward. And I'm because what I don't like is this sort of chaotic release schedule where it's she's coming back a month, actually no, 2 weeks after the last time, and now she's not coming back for 9.5 months. Okay, cool, see you later. I don't want that.
It's like the old Windows download manager estimate. All right, it'll be done in 5 minutes. Actually in 3 weeks. Actually 30 seconds is done now.
Actually 30 seconds. No, 12 years and it's done. It's what? That genuinely used to happen. I loved the old Windows downloader. You had a little box over there. It's okay, great. It's going to be done in 25 minutes, guys, on your 56K internet connection. Okay, it's going to be done in 1.5 years, guys. No, it's 5 minutes. No.
Wait, updated. Wait, hold on. Wait, updating. Wait.
When it gets to 99% complete, 30 seconds remaining, and you're there for 20 minutes, you're hold on.
Dude, it just stays on 99. You're how?
That's a long 1%. That is that's a real long 1%. Yeah. So I don't know. I just want communication from CG to say this is how I think we're going to do it. They don't even need to communicate it. They just need to be consistent. That's all.
Yeah, if this is how they want to do it, I think this model is be the most lucrative for them, is because the feast or famine approach is not. Especially as time goes on, there is so much to work on in this game that the only people who even make relative sense to dive on these new legendaries right out the rip are players who have everything unlocked. Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't really make any sense to be doing it because you have other things that are more important. You should never day one get a new legendary. You still have GLs to farm because GLs will always be a certain power level versus legendaries are kind of
really like them.
Well, that's an exception.
I think this is more around if you want to be competitive or if you want to play this like a hero collector game, right?
Oh, yeah.
I play somewhere in the middle. I tend to skew more towards power characters, but if I really want something because it's cool, I'll just go and get it because I want it.
I mean, you say that, but you have...
Don't talk about my Night Sisters.
In 7 days, you will have every event guide character available.
Oh yeah, but I said I tend to skew towards the more powerful side, and I've been playing this game for 6 years, so I should have basically everything, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Why don't you? Slacker. Yeah. Jeez.
No, I have him now, Wolfie. Get with the program.
You just need to start going to the factions and being like, why are they relic yet?
No, I'll tell you what I am going to do.
Work on those Smuggers, work on those Tuscans, once I've
got Bokatan Mami, I'm gonna be looking at the TB special missions, and I'm gonna be like, yep, we're gonna work on these characters now, and I'm gonna get them up and running, and I'm gonna start earning some more gets.
It annoys me because I get so much flack from guild members about not doing more stars in TB.
For context, we get 37 stars in TB.
37 stars.
At a 570 mil GP guild?
With Zepho. We are more than capable, once we can get the ops filled in Phase 5 planets, to get more stars.
Mm-hmm.
But that would to do that, everybody in the guild needs to do about 4 to 5 armies. And
it's not worth it.
No, the ROI is like 3 years worth of TB to get the rewards to pay back that investment. It's just like... No, and if you actually bothered to invest into the R7ing the special mission teams through Phase 5, the Get 2 and Get 3 increases that you're going to get are going to be better payouts than anything you're going to get from doing with additional stars. And so it's just like...
Where I'm going.
I understand why people are so obsessed with stars. It's like you get guilds that are like, we're 530 million GP and we're getting 39 stars with this really crazy intricate strategy. I'm like, you know what I'm doing? Play 1 CM for 7 days straight. That's all. I go up for the Calseer mission and then I just deploy the rest of the time. I don't do anything. Well, I manage the entire TB.
For the rest,
another can of worms.
For the rest of Mighty Chlorians 3 that might be in this chat or listening on Spotify, you are not allowed to do that. You get in there, you do your combat missions, you do your special missions, and you deploy in a timely manner.
Well, I mean, if you could just deploy in a timely manner, let's be honest, that would be the more important part.
For like the first 4 phases, that's kind of all we need, right?
Well, quite literally, it's like I think Phase 3 is our highest GP demand, and it's when we started playing TB, we needed like 85% completion rate for CMs to be able to do 36 stars. I think now we're getting like a 45%. Like we have gained 70 million GP since this TB started.
So it's like pocket change that 70 million GP.
So, yeah, so we just got a lot more flexibility in what we need, and so it's like the first 3 phases we still wind up with 5 people who don't deploy because we're already maxed out at what we need for those phases. So it's like the only little juggle with Zepho now is just you kind of have to unlock it and then not touch it for a couple of days, and then you can that's how we. But I mean
that's just how. That's the most efficient way of dealing with that planet in general, because it means you don't have to sacrifice the rest of the star development and the rest of the progression through the other planets as we go through. So, and because it doesn't matter until you hit that first star threshold, it's not even a star threshold, that first threshold on Zepho, you can just roll it over to make for the perfect preload. And it's good. It's good. Yeah, I actually like the Zepho missions. They're good fun.
They were good. I'm really hoping we get an update on either a Mandalore planet, which I'm really surprised we haven't gotten.
Yeah.
But then that might be the reason why we're seeing Bo come back as much as they have. But or something with like Naboo. Like I would love to get something Phantom Menace related in the game too, because I know they talked about it when they initially did TB that Naboo was one of the planets that they were wanting to do. But it didn't work out because they couldn't make it in time for the map, and so they couldn't get it. They couldn't put it together.
This could be the year.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of things. Yeah. I mean, but there's just a lot of things that I'd like to see happen with TB. But if they have these in, I guarantee you they're not going to add a ton of the stuff into the R9 territories because it's completely accessible at that point. I mean,
they want the biggest level of outreach, right? They want they want to gate it by something that people need to invest in or potentially spend money in. That's going to be able to be accessible to the widest player base, and then they'll incentivize like they did.
Realistically, it'll be like where it's on an R7 planet where everything needs to be R7 to get access and unlock it, and then for the missions and that kind of stuff. If they wanted to push a powerful character out to the R8 planets, I could still see that being as relatively tolerable. But R9 it's so far off for so many players that it's like they'll just go no. Or they'll try to join a guild where they can mooch shards, because I know plenty of people, we even had a few in our guild, who had Reva at 7 stars before they ever unlocked Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, slackers. Jeez.
So
don't be that guy.
So inconsiderate bastards. Yeah,
I know, right? You tell him, Wolfie.
So, I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm okay with them doing some of it, but it mathematically doesn't make any sense for them to push anything into the R9 territories because there's just no reason to into it.
Nobody's interacting with the planets. I mean,
so few people do it.
Yeah,
the biggest guilds in the game
like the top 10 guilds.
A little bit. We'll hit one of the Relic 9 planets in the middle, just like in the last phase, just like it's there. We don't do anything. We have access to it.
We have access to the ring of Fee or whatever the light side one is for phase 5. Yeah. Kafrene, yeah.
Okay.
And all it is for us is hey, if you want to do this CM here, go nuts. But once we've hit 3 stars and on everything else, just deploy here if you want those points to count. Otherwise, I don't.
Yeah. No, we do nothing on that planet.
We have like 100 million over in phase 6, so we don't need it for anything. But it's like the only way we're getting the first star up there and going to 38 stars is if everybody does another R9 to get those characters. Because the big issue that we have, and we had to do this once already with our guild in platoons, is that players like me who have all the GLs at R9 and a lot of the powerful characters at R9, we can fill out those platoons, but then we max out R10 and we're stuck. And so it's like some players to step up and take those away from us so that we can
platoon 9 or 10 relic 9s. Oh god, only 10 of them. Oh,
what's wrong with that?
Woe is me.
Which is probably about 9 more than most people have.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got 11 relic 9s in my entire account.
Yeah,
I just really, really amusing. Let's get some perspective over here.
But I mean,
exactly. Have 0 relic 9s.
Yeah, exactly.
The point of it is, though, is that you got to redistribute where those are, because it's easier for players like myself and who are willing to spend, who have more investment in their entire roster,
and who don't have anything below relic 6 in their entire account.
I've got a few.
Oh yeah, it's like I've got these 3 guys at relic 5, but
I have 10 characters below relic 7. Okay,
and that isn't ridiculous.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm justifying
the whole
it.
account. I've got 10. He's not talking about, I've got 10 characters at relic 5. No, I mean, there's literally nothing in the account below relic 5. And out of that only 10 of them are just relic 5. The rest are relic 7 to 9.
Yeah.
I mean, relic 6 is a weird stopping point. I get you, Carson.
I have one relic 6. That's because it was a platoon requirement for one of the Jawas, and I just was like, I'm doing more than that.
I've got one relic 6, and it's Thrawn, and that's because he's a relic 6 requirement. I'm not taking him to relic 7. Come on. Why would I take him to relic 8?
Because A, Lord Vader likes having more mass on his team, and B,
he doesn't go with my Lord Vader.
Doesn't hurt.
Oh, actually, he does on DSC. Yeah, never mind.
What are you talking about?
It does, but whatever. Stupid.
Anyways, the point I was trying to make was that you still need players to pep those those R9s, so that then the bigger spenders that have a little bit more investment can pick up those more obscure ones that are, the average player that would have them at Gear 7.
Like your Relic 9 Clone Wars Chewie?
Well, yeah, that was always long before.
Well, you liked
really
Tarful,
mattered.
right?
I like the.
Tarful's good.
I like Clone Wars
good
Chewie
unit.
in general, though. He's actually a very interesting tank to have as an option, especially with like JMK, because you can. You can
Sacrifice him to Cat.
sacrifice the cat if you need to.
That's
It gives you options.
That's almost as good as when people used to take Rose Tico in against the Crankle. She's like, she is there to be eaten.
She has use, damn it.
That's now Tarful's goal. Not Tarful, sorry, Clone Wars Chewie.
But Clone Wars Chewie has so many interesting tags though, because he has the Galactic Republic tag, so he's actually kind of fun to play under Padme.
Didn't Arnold used to have a skit where he do that with Clone Wars Chewie and get him to do 300,000 damage on a basic or something stupid like that.
He's so slow that he just gets courage. But yeah, there's a lot of like little nicks and niche you have for them that are kind of fun with some of those characters. But I mean, I feel like that's how a lot of this investment decisions from like the last 2 years have played out. It's like I do a random half-baked idea where I'm like, I really want to try this Admiral Akbar team, so I'm going to take Fulcrum and Prince Leia to Relic 8 for it, because might as well, right? And then like 3 months later, here comes Seer. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, that team didn't play out, but now I'm ready to go right here.
When you wail to such an extent, invariably there's going to be an occasion where you land on your feet. Where you're just like, what a happy coincidence.
This is a lesson in confirmation bias. When you wail enough, sometimes your investments will go to use.
I mean, when everything starts hitting that R8 threshold, then it's like, you're just waiting for CG to make an announcement. We're like, hey, you need to R8 these characters. She's like, already done.
Yeah, the next GL gets announced and Carth's like, yep, I'm ready. I remember this was happening with Leia. Like, as Leia's announcement was coming out, Carth was like, and I'm done. Like, I
mean, really, I think for Leia, with her requirements, the only things I didn't have
with the new marquees, wasn't it?
with the new marquees. I think everything else was already at relic level. Or much higher.
And if it wasn't, it was probably like just one relic upgrade away. It was just like, boom.
Yeah, I think the only one that wasn't... No, because I did them for T... Like, a lot of the reason why is that I picked up a lot of the Rebels for TB. So it's like, I already had Rolo at R8 for Lothal. I already had Lobot at R5 for one of the mission front, It's like... Like, I already had a lot of these kind of things in play. And so it was paying back fairly nicely. But yeah, it is what happens. At this point, if CG doesn't get anything to work on here soon, I'm going to start taking things to R7, and then it's just literally like... Oh,
are you literally just in full horde mode right now, Carth?
Yeah. So I'm just waiting to see what
how much signal data do you have right now?
Do you want to be sad or really depressed?
I mean, it's Sunday, so I'm already going to have the pre-work anxiety regardless. So hit me with it. What of each tier 1, 2, 3? How much have you got?
Let me pull up a character that can be upgraded so I can see.
That's such a first world problem. Let me find someone who's not Relic 9 so I can see. Oh god!
I have 726 of the tier 1.
My finger's getting tired from scrolling down to my roster so far.
I pressed the one button that flips my roster over. It's faster.
It's faster.
So I got 726 of the tier 1. I've got 926 of the tier 2 and 676 of the tier 3.
Oh my god! Tier 3 is 600. You only need 175 to take a character to Relic 9. Of the tier 3, it's somewhere around there, I think. So you could do that for like 4 characters. You could R9 4 characters.
I just have any Gerda keypads.
Poor Carth. Everybody feels sorry for Carth right now. He doesn't have the Gerda keypads.
I have 2,000 carbonite circuit boards. I
2,000.
got 1,200 bronziums, 1,000 chromiums, 1,000 rhodiums, almost 300 electriums.
Oh my god,
must be nice.
But we've got someone in the chat that dwarfs your hoard at the minute, Garth. He's got 1,200, 2,200, and 1,150. Owie's just a very strange individual. Let's be fair. Love you, Owie, but I mean, you have made some choices with your account.
Orban Tiger. However, Orban, do you have everything at Relic 5 or higher?
I would hope so. If he's got that much hoarded.
I just get stuck in the weeds.
Unless you're just hoarding to be ready. Unless there's a new drop, a new announcement, and you want to say...
Yeah. Sorry. If you want to have 10 characters that you need to take to Relic 7, he's there. He's ready. Everything is R7 minimum. There we go. There we go.
Jeez.
We've got somebody that outwails Garth over here. Nice.
That's what happens, though. You get to that point, man. You get to that point where everything's there, and you have nothing to spend it on. And so it's...
And this is why, guys, you don't want to be a whale because you always want to be striving for something. You don't want to be bored like Karth with 700 odd or like Lord Orbinter with 1,200 level 1 signal data. You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the guy that currently doesn't have everything. And your Night Sisters are gear 12 and gear 8 like mine, okay? That's who you want to be. I keep telling myself that every day. Every day I wake up, it's like, I'm so glad I'm not Karth and I don't have his account.
I mean, whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yep. Crying into my cornflakes in the morning, just like, I'm so glad. Honestly.
I'm spoiled. I'm so glad I have to struggle. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Quen, I think you're absolutely right. Karth, I'm sorry you can't come back to Tribe Talks next week. We're having Lord Bingtar come over. He's going to take the role of the resident whale. Sorry, buddy.
All right.
Catherine, no, we were joking. Come back.
I mean, it is what it is. It's like it just takes me. I just haven't thought as much as in those packs recently.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I can't say I treated myself to a vault this month because, you know, I figured I treated Mrs. Scribble to a spa retreat this weekend, which, you know, I could have got 2 vaults for that. So I decided, you know what? I'm allowed nice things too sometimes. And I very rarely...
I've spent 200 already. Let me double down and do another 5%.
Exactly.
It's just credit card debt. It's good for you.
I don't ever normally wail on myself. Like, it's very rare for me to... Especially not a vault. Like, a whole vault is something that I don't think I've ever done for just myself. So I did it this once. And I was like, yay! I can get Bokatan now. So I was kind of happy.
I'm not interested.
Yeah. Unless it's not Karth or various other people slowly pushing me towards, I think R9 Wampa is kind of close now, thanks to that Tuesday stream.
Oh, yeah.
That might actually happen on Tuesday. Who knows? Yeah, I don't tend to, but I did today. No, well, it wasn't today. It was Thursday. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. But nice. I mean, it's also a good thing to get prepped and ready for, you know.
Well, 3rd time Bo-Katan coming back. I'm not missing her again. All right.
I mean, you would if you would have known that she was coming again in January.
I would have had her last time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Like, no question. And I wouldn't have needed to drop this vault if I didn't think that CG were crazy enough to release her again.
Right.
So it was just like
on Afra.
Exactly.
Hey, I did say something about that.
I know, but nobody believed you, Karth. Come on. Plus, I did take, that other person that had a ship come out, Zori Bliss.
Afra?
No, Zori Bliss. After Afra, I did Zori Bliss because I was like,
you've done, yeah. You're just gonna get into a position now though where you're gonna be taxed, and there's gonna be a big event that's just gonna be like, well, I either have to skip this or I need to start spending more.
Yeah, well, maybe now after Bo-Katan lore, I just don't do anything. I go into full-on Karth Horde mode, and I don't gear up anything at all, and I just wait for the next legendary event, and I'm like,
I'm probably the better part of a month out before our energy hoarding again.
Mm-hmm. for the next GL? Because it's probably coming around June, July period, surely.
Well, I mean, there's this content creator that likes to stream stuff when it comes out first time so they can create videos and content for people. I don't know who he is, but occasionally I show up and do things.
Yeah.
So,
Occasionally,
sometimes, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But hey, Garth, I don't know if this has occurred to you, but I also stream content sometimes.
But very, very rarely is it the day it releases.
No, we did it once. We did it once for Bokatan. And that was good fun.
We did it for Leia too.
But that wasn't necessarily day one. That was like a couple of days afterwards, wasn't it? I can't remember. Was it? No, it was day one. Yeah,
it was day one because we were.
But
I was the guinea pig who got.
You lost out on quite a bit. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. So we need to do that again. But this time, I'm sorry, Kath, I need to steal your account to do it because the quality on the video through Discord was bloody awful. So I'm going to steal your account for it. Sorry, bro.
I mean, that's fine.
Right.
I'm not.
You can still be here. You can still talk. Stripe, yes. Apparently, what else? I apparently Scribe Gaming of YouTube fame with 10,000 subscribers. Occasionally streams on Twitch and YouTube and stuff. Yeah.
Whoa.
I know, right? I know.
Damn. I did not see that coming.
Me neither. I was as shocked as you, Wolfie. I mean, I did kind of wonder when I woke up each morning where my evenings have gone for like the last 3 years. But yeah, turns out we stream. Wow. So it's good times. Yeah. So hopefully, Garth will be able to maybe just about jump on this new GL when it comes out. I'm sure he won't have anything ready for it relic level wise.
No.
I mean,
CG are going to release 14 new marquees.
Exactly. Like that's the only way that I'm not ready for the new marquee. Like I have every Galactic Republic character R7 and higher. I've got every Separatist character R7 and higher. Like, no matter which way it goes.
So if you're going to impulsively relic up some characters, just make sure it's either Galactic Republic or Separatists, and you should be fine.
Easy.
Because, I mean, I thought we were going to get a bunch of R9s for Leia, but it turns out CG is going the other way, and they want to make them more accessible. I wonder if that is the theme going forward. Well, R7 is not that bad anymore. I'll be honest. R7 is not that bad.
They're going to require, like, if they're going to make those...
It's still an investment, but yeah.
I hate the auto-focusing because I get bored and I start wiggling my chair and then my camera starts sticking out.
Oh, the camera tracking.
It's been tracking you back and forth the whole stream. So you'd be like, wiggle, and it's like, dip.
Anyways, when it comes to the new GLs, if they're going to require them raids, then it makes a lot of sense to make them more accessible. Yeah. And that's kind of, in reality, fine. But with Leia and with Jabba, if they want to do 3 to 4 marquees and dump the relicals down, I'm much happier with that than doing what we did with Lord Vader, which is like have 4 relic 8s and a bunch of relic 7s and then a couple of relic 5s, because these 4 characters have some of the biggest Cairo demand out of the entire game.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny though that with fleet capital ships, they take the opposite route. Like Leviathan is just 2 relic 9s. Holy moly, some relic 8s, relic 7s. Like capital ships are more expensive, technically speaking, in some ways, than GLs.
Well,
they have many fewer characters. Like a lot less characters.
Well, usually it's 7. It's still 14, but it's 7 and 7, right? 7 characters and 7
ships. And roughly. The ships require no relic levels. It's just
the
7
ships are, that's different. I'm not going to compare a ship to a relic 7 character or something. Although, to be fair, to argue against my own point over here, you still also need to get the ship up from 4 stars to 7 stars.
And that's 25,000 crystals if you want it the first release. Yeah. And if Leviathan is anything to go by, the first release is going to be the buggiest mess that you've ever seen in your life. And it's just...
What I've been doing for all of these ship releases is just getting the ship to like 5-6 stars, just because you can't actually go to 7 stars just with refreshing the event. You need to buy packs, and that's an extra crystal cost. That's an extra everything. It's a little bit bullshit that they do that, so I usually just go to 6 stars.
Extra 1,000 crystals.
Yeah. It's the principle of the matter.
It is the. I mean,
I go to 6 stars.
You're already famously spending crystals. Who gives a care at that?
The big deal for me really was that it was most egregious with the Leviathan because the cost was so much higher. But when it came out, A, it was buggy, but B, it was the fact that day one release you found out that Profundity could full on counter it with 3 ships for perfect banners. And I'm like, I was so mad at that. I was just, are you kidding me? The brand new King of Fleet Arena, King of Ships, gets beat by the previous meta for full banners under man. It was just so wrong. I
was completely okay with it because it meant I would never see the Leviathan on fence. It was going to be an offensive powerhouse, and I was okay with that at the time.
I prefer how it is now. I much prefer it.
Really?
Now it's such a pain in the butt, Fleet. But I mean, it's like Fleet's the only place in the game where people are like struggling to clear consistently because you're just like, just throw
round 1 of GAC. I won thanks to Fleet. So round 1 of this week, I won thanks to Fleet. He couldn't clear the Leviathan because he went heavy Fleet defense. He had 3 battles into it. He dropped the battle against Malevolence, which everybody is doing right now for some reason. Dropping against Malev. I'm like, okay, I'll take the free win. I put Malev on defense, not because it holds, but because it strips banners and it's awful banners on offense. So I'm like, yeah, why not? Don't want to use it on offense, and it got holds. So I was like, oh, yeah, go Malevolence. Yeah. But yeah, I like Leviathan. So
I just keep dropping versus Leviathan with the Empire counter. Like apparently I got a Relic 9 with TIE Fighter pilot or something because I just keep on getting screwed and I can't do enough damage and I'm just fucked. So maybe I got a Relic 9 my Thrawn. Maybe that's why, Karth.
That's what it is. You need a slightly faster Thrawn.
The problem is there's so much nuance to that counter that it's like, so if TFP gets a concussion mine when it attacks the Sith bomber, that will give them turn meter when it takes its next turn. So if you don't crit that next turn against their Sith fighter and kill it immediately, then you are so far behind the game trying to play catch up at that point that it gets really out of hand really fast.
I've had so many.
It's more one little thing goes wrong and it snowballs into oblivion.
Well, you can recover it, but it just you have to know what to expect because like if you don't reinforce second time before they reinforce with their ship or get to their blowing hangar part, it gets
well aware.
Yeah. I had
who are just always help.
I had a really weird bit of RNG with that Leviathan counter on when I ran your account on Friday. Was that TIE Fighter pilot's turn came or something like that. I had a hit and it was supposed to land the hit and that would trigger the taunt on Bomber, the B-28, because obviously whenever you hit a Sith ally for the first time, he will taunt, right? And then it's supposed to be Vader's turn and then you strip that taunt away. But I did that attack and the enemy dodged it. So the B-28 didn't get taunt. And I was like, wait, no, that's not supposed to happen. Because he's supposed to taunt, and then I'm supposed to strip away the taunt, and then so I completely messed up the counter. I was like, oh, well, that's a weird way for the RNG to screw me.
Yeah.
Well, I've had one where it's like I'll hit the health threshold.
Yeah.
For them to reinforce with the shuttle, and then like it just plays out to where like. They're just like healing, getting foresight all the time, and I can't make a dent. And then it's like when their interceptor shows up, then it's like, oh, well, I instantly lose a ship now. And if or who the stun lands on when they target with the reinforce, like if it happens to be like TIE Defender, like Jesus Christ, you can watch ship just get eviscerated in 2 seconds.
And
then you can. Because it's like usually it's just like it's a dodge machine, and then it gets stunned.
Yeah.
It's less nuanced and it's more just
it's
RNG decide fucked.
You can play it right, but the thing is I feel like the RNG element of it is relatively low. I think the success ratio for that counter is still pretty high overall. It's not like for me back when the profundity mirror matches or the executor mirror matches back in the day. The level of RNG involved in that around how many assists do you get, how many dodges do you get in those counters was just asinine. It was so horrendous. I would take this over that.
I used to set home one versus negotiator, and it was like if they decided to Biston would do his move and get into everything, and then if they did an assist, you didn't get enough turn meter, you just watch as your entire team just dies. It's like, okay, so great, we just lose now. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what it definitely feels like.
Similarly speaking, though, I've taken the Chimera countering against Leviathan, and it's gone really badly wrong at the start. Really badly wrong. But then somehow it's TIE Defender and one of the ships somehow manages to just kill the rest of the fleet. And okay, all right, fine.
They just, as long as they can tee up hard enough, man, it usually recover. But it's like that.
I've had that happen as well.
That 60% TM gain to your capital ship whenever TIE Defender evades is kind of clutch. It's like, okay.
Honestly, realistically, I've almost had better luck recently using the negotiator counter with Marauder.
Oh yeah, I see that was fallen off for me. I've completely forgotten about it because I just set it and forget it. Tell me about it, Wolfie. Because I totally forgot it.
Ahsoka, you dispel the tank counter over there. You do the mass assist on either Sith fighter, the dagger or the assassin, whichever one is in there.
Yeah.
Blow them up, and then pray that your Marauder has the balls to hold it out for the whole fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put some more in my bad batch,
even
they do really good.
They do well.
But even though that is kind of still a little bit of a shaky fight, it still sets you up for the best two-tap opportunity that you can get. Because
better than the Chimera.
Because Home 1 Rebels. Literally shit leftover Home 1 Rebels, clean them out, no problem at that point. It's awesome.
Yeah, once they lose Sith Fighter, once they lose TIE Dagger, not TIE Dagger, but the Dagger itself, it's a much more manageable fight. And that's just... It's so hard to think of, you don't really want to drop the fight, and so you're like, I should try the Empire counter. But, the Empire counter is just, if it doesn't work... It rarely lands you in a place to where you have a good cleanup, where it's with the negotiator counter, it has a lower success rate, but it almost always leaves you with a much better,
with a reliable two-tap. Yeah.
You're at least getting that initial kill, so you're at least making some progress. Whereas I've had the Empire counter go so wrong, I have made zero progress. I'm just sitting there as my last character is dying, and I can't even back out in time because they've just TM rolled me. I'm just like, okay, well, good talk. So we're moving on.
Sounds like Suddy should have been playing in airplane mode.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I need to set up a hotkey or something within BlueStacks to turn on airplane mode. I'm sure I should be able to do that.
Can't you just
I think there is a hotkey for
when
that.
When you're doing your stuff,
button.
can't you? Yeah, but can't you just have the button up while your BlueStacks is open? So you just got to scroll over to it instead of doing.
Yeah, but then I need to unfull screen it, and then it makes my stream look messy. And I'm a professional streamer, Karth.
They have
people expect quality when they come to a scribe stream.
I mean, you just got to make it easier than Control-Shift-H. But they already have it set to a quick key.
What is it?
Or Control-Shift-H.
Control-Shift-H.
Oh. Problem solved. I'm going to test it right now. And if you're lying to me, Karth... Yeah, it works.
Yours
cool. Amazing. I've done it, guys. I've already set up a hotkey to set up airplane mode. I'm going to use that all the damn time. Now I don't have to look like an unprofessional streamer. Thanks, Robbie. I try not to disappoint.
There's almost nothing in hot utils that isn't quick keyed on for the functions.
You mean BlueStacks?
By BlueStacks, yes.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
There's nothing in hot utils that's hot keyed. I mean, it's a browser.
Sort of. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Welcome to the ASMR section of the podcast.
God.
No, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. So what else has happened in the game recently? Obviously, loads of stuff because of all of the announcements that we've had.
I mean, we got the 3v3. We got the third Bokatan.
How is GAC? I know we hovered over it briefly because I messed up Karth's GAC just a little bit. But I'm 2-0, so it must be a Karth thing. Can't be me. Can't be me, even though I tilted heavily in both of my GACs and still somehow won. How's yours gone, Wolf?
So the ground battles have been interesting, we'll say. Some of them have gone like particularly spectacular. Some have gone absolutely fantastic. Like Afra versus Jabba has been crushing it. She's just been doing work. They've been doing just absolutely doing showing up and representing, and it's amazing to see. And then just some other ones are just falling apart. And then some counters that should be working, like everyone's been using Adrad versus the new Moff Gideon.
Oh yeah, I've been doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just Gideon decides that it's Adrad's turn to die, and Adrad just dies, and then Jin dies, and you just lose.
Nice.
Turns out they can just decide that you lose that battle. So it's been really amazing battles. And complete just shit
soul
shows.
Destroying. But yeah, I find that Adrad counter to Dark Trooper Moff Gideon is like one of the most butt clenching counters ever. Because it's like if they're just focusing on your Jin, it's all sunshine and rainbows. But they take one look at Adrad sideways, you're like, oh no, leave him alone. He's just a fish.
Yeah.
He's an endangered species.
It's even worse now because they have Dark Trooper, the summon, who has an AoE.
Yeah.
So it's just that much more pitter-patter of damage and over on your...
what is it with that Dark Trooper, man? That Dark Trooper can stack over 4 stacks of Dark Trooper. That is rude.
Yeah.
I want my Dark Trooper to stack over 4 stacks. I want an additional...
To be clear, it doesn't do more damage.
No,
it's
I don't want to call it a visual bug because it's not visual. It does have an extra life, as it were, but it doesn't do more damage. Yeah, so it's. I still want it though. I still want it. I want that on my Dark Trooper.
Just get your Trooper Moff Gideon to have a cron, and then you get to use it.
Well, if it would show up. I have 3 Empire level 9s, and none of them I can actually use. Because I've got like one that's Probe Droid, which my Gear 9 Probe Droid can't use, and then I've got 2 that are Shore Trooper, and my Gear 8 Shore Trooper can't use them either. I'm like, damn it. It's frustrating. Frustrating beyond belief. But I did have fun with Malakos. Malakos is still fun in 3s.
Ooh, yes. You took her against Rey, right?
Yeah. Still blows stuff up.
Talk to me.
Well, what happens is, you know these things called rocks? Yeah. They're everywhere in the world.
You're lifting rocks and whatnot. Yeah. I got you.
Turns out rocks hurt, especially when Malakos throws them, apparently. Things die, and it's really fun to see. Yeah. He just picks them up, he holds them, and then things disappear, and you're like, I knew I liked you for a reason, and it's not because of the cool tattoos. Turns out weird hermit Sith guy throwing rocks hurts people. It's a fun time to be had by all, except for the people that take the rocks to the face. They don't have such a good time.
What if they like taking rocks to the face? I considered that.
Well, and we don't kink shame, so more power to them.
Come on.
Yeah, more power to
them. There we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. See, now I'm
2024.
I mean, yeah. I'm personally a little bit disappointed that I can't take advantage of the rather entertaining looking Chirrut because my Chirrut is lonely in Gear 8. That's my big sag for this current set of Datacrons.
I mean, you could always just wail harder on your Chirrut and just get him up and running, and then also get your Saw Gerrera up to relic levels as well because he needs a Rebel fighter as the leader. And
then also get my base up to relic 9 probably. I mean, he's a tank, so
I mean, obviously, why wouldn't you?
That would be my recommendation.
There! What a great surprise! Garth is like, he's a tank, relic 9 him. Yeah, well, sure. I'll get right on that. Yeah, so if the viewers at home would like to donate
brains.
to the... yeah, I do actually.
Just misclick when you upgrade Wampa and do it on base.
I would have to misclick a hell of a lot to take my Gear 8 base to Relic 9. We're like, oops, my finger slipped, oops, my finger slipped, oops, my finger slipped, oops.
I slipped again. Hey guys, remember how my finger slipped? It was just like this. Oh no, it slipped again. I was just had to reenact it. Oh, it slipped again while I was reenacting it. And then I was just talking about it.
Really well on the misses.
It slipped again.
So it worked really well at the misses. I'm just saying. It was a good strategy.
Oh my god.
No comment.
So yeah. So if you would like to,
I don't know how it happened.
if the viewers at home would like to donate to the Get Scribbles and R9 Cheriton Bays Foundation, there is a link in the description down below. It will go to charitable causes, I'm sure. Namely my roster.
I mean, the charity of Scribe Incorporated.
Yes, that one. Yeah,
now,
it's a noble endeavor.
The poor Scribble doesn't have Relic Night Sisters Foundation.
I would settle for the poor Scribble doesn't have Gear 12 Night Sisters Foundation. I mean, I do have two at Gear 12. Yes. But the rest...
You have to have Massage at Relics, right? And Merit Relics?
No. They're both Gear 12. Those are my Gear 12 Night Sisters. Why would I need them at Relics?
Oh, right. You needed for what?
I was thinking that Asajj was required at Relics for something, but...
Well, she's Gear 12 for gas. You can Relic her for gas, but she does not need it. I lowballed the gear requirements for that gas event pretty heavy. I did it with a Gear 9 Shakti. That was... Oof. The tiers 2 and 4 took me a lifetime. It was. I don't think I've emotionally recovered from the hours spent on that mission.
I think when I did it on the first go, I was
everything
so
was Relic
frustrated
7.
because Relics didn't even exist on the first pass of that event.
Did it not? I
think Gear 13 did, but Relics didn't.
Yeah. Relics did.
No, Relics absolutely existed.
No.
Yes.
I don't think they did. No.
Yeah, they came out like in like the September or something, and then the gas event was like in October or November or something like that.
For Gas's first pass was like in April.
No, that was Malik's first pass was in like.
I have no idea. I'll be honest.
It was the same year. Whatever. Malik was March or April of that year, and then it was like later on that year. I want to say like October, November was the first was launched with him, but I want to say that relics were around like September, October.
I want to believe, for my own personal vanity, that relic levels existed.
I'm pretty sure they did.
All right. Well, if they did,
and then that was because that was right before the first GLs.
Okay, so Thorny and what else is saying? Relics were there. Relics did.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were there.
I disagree. Facts, because that's how I feel.
I feel attacked.
I disregard your facts in preference for my feelings. Done. Yes.
I don't remember, Owie. That's been so long since
it was
I
a long
played
time.
that event.
Yeah.
I only played it once. I've never gone and done it again. Besides, like, once everything was clearly like monster relic comparatively for the event, and it was just like press auto.
Hey man, I did that. I did that with the Chewbacca event, probably about a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
I went back with relics just to rub it in that event's face. I was just like,
just back with Grief and Mando.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do the 3PO event with Nisa, and it's like, oh my god,
dude,
this is
like
amazing.
to show how good Nisa is. I did that event with no mods on Nisa at Gear 11, and I just hit auto and won. And that shows how much she lifts the Ewoks, because that event is horrendous. It is horrendous,
absolutely horrific.
Yeah,
wholly awful. Just truly terrible.
Yeah, it really was.
God.
Yeah. These days now it's just like, oh yeah, what's the perfect team for Ewoks to get the C-3PO event? It's Nisa. Nisa is the perfect team, and then some Ewoks.
You need Chirpa lead, Nisa, and then 3.
And then Ewoks.
And then fill in the team.
Yeah.
Like, you got him, throw him in, send him. She's got it. She's that good. She's that good. If they're like Gear 8, Gear 9 with Nisa, I'm sure she would absolutely be fine.
But it's exactly the same like you were saying with the Bounty Hunter event for Chewie.
Yeah.
You get Grief and Mando and all those guys. I mean, freaking Django and all those shit. It's amazing.
Oh my god, yeah. You like
Absolutely amazing.
Django's required at Relic 7, Boba a Relic 8 for Executor and stuff like that. These days, everybody's got their Bounty Hunters at the wazoo. The Chewie event is a walk now. But I mean, that's just standard progression in these games, right? Over time, old events become trivialized, and that's an okay thing. I very vividly remember that era when those events came out, and they were just horrible. Absolutely horrible.
The short of it was...
Who are you calling short?
The point of what I was saying earlier is that I literally was failing on that tier 4 all weekend.
Yeah.
And like 2 hours left in the event, I showed up and was like, I'm just going to do it more times because like I'm ready. I got to unlock it, but I wasn't having any luck. And I think with like 30 minutes left in the event being live, I got gas. It's just like, I am never coming back.
Yeah. And to this day, I have not. I did the gas event only about 2 weeks ago, I think. Or it might have even been last week. Somebody was like, can you show me the tier 4 of gas event? I was like, yeah. So I went in like just straight up with really bad mods and stuff. Because like, no joke, the team that I used to get gas all those years ago to unlock him has not changed. Outside of, I took Magna Guard from Relic 1 to Relic 5 because he's required at Relic 5 for something. Can't even remember what.
Can you please relic your B2?
No.
Grievous.
No, he's
JMK.
I don't know who he's required for. So yeah, my B2 is still Gear 12 and he only needs the finisher piece. I kind of need to relic him, to be fair. And Droidica is still Gear 12.
You need to relic.
And B1 is still Relic 4, not even Relic 5. And Asajj is still Gear 12. So I went in basically with the same team I did. I obviously lost. And then I decided to remod, and I just like absolutely destroyed the event by half-arsing it because I know how to mod. And I've got decent mods these days. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Magna is required for JMK. Well, there we go. Yeah.
I'm just looking back at the Leia requirements because you were like, you didn't have to need any improvements. So literally the only improvements I had to make for the entire Leia unlock outside of the new marquees was taking R2D2 to Relic 8. That was the only thing I had to do.
Because who in their right mind would have an R8 R2D2 outside of... Because he's required at R7, isn't he, for JMK?
Well, think of the stat sharing from the number crunch. You give Ray an extra 100 offense.
Oh my god! Flat offense, not percentage.
Think of the stat sharing.
Wolfie, you got it all wrong. Clearly, the best thing to do is to put Chupio on the bench and have R2D2 and C3PO hanging out together
with CLS Rebels.
That is, that's the bread and butter. You wouldn't dare use
because 3PO has a Zeta which interacts with R2, so clearly that's what you want, right?
Yeah. You need those two translation right out the rip. That's a very important mechanic to
just
utilize.
game changing. Just
yeah. I mean, it was when Chupio didn't exist. It did allow them to work. That is the one team that I just keep looking over at CG. Like, can we just copy and paste this concept of like you create a good team, and then about once a year you give us a new character that keeps making this team better? No? All right,
they really have done a good job with the CLS team.
Yeah, CLS has got so much viability, and this day is still one of the core bread and butter teams for a lot of players to have access to is CLS Rebels, and it's just like, come on, you got Omicrons now? We can't just do a little bit more of this action of getting some teams brought up viability on what they can do?
It's been brought up a couple times recently, but it has been a long time since they have done an Omicron on an older character.
Yeah, pre-existing character, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously all the new characters have Omicrons for TB or GAC or whatever, what may have you, but it's been a very long time since they have done an actual, just, hey, we decided that Lobot's getting an Omicron because, did Lobot get, no, Lobot just got a rework. He didn't get an Omicron.
Yeah,
he just got a touch-up. He didn't actually get an Omicron. What was the most recent Omicron? I don't even know. Who was the last one that they even did that got an Omicron that was a new character? I honestly can't remember. Somebody's saying Poggle, maybe?
Poggle's on me, Droidica's on me.
That was so long ago. I can't even remember that it was so long ago.
I think it's been like the part of like 8 months since we've got.
Maybe it's been a long time since they've had an older character with a getting a new Omicron.
Oh, I missed them, man. They totally need to bring back. Let's elevate trashy old characters with Omicrons. Who we thinking? Who we thinking that should get one?
Hold on, let me flip my roster over.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, we were just talking about it in more in theory, but who would be a good contender?
You know what? We need more Omicrons for Admiral Akbar to be.
No, he's already got 2 Omicrons in that team, and he's still trash.
Third, and then it'll be good. I promise. Trust me, bro. I know the source.
I was so gonna say Padme Wolf.
not Padme.
Oh, right.
Cad Bane.
Okay. Cad Bane. Yeah, hell yeah. But also Padme.
Yeah.
You can go with your Cad Bane shtick. You tell me your Cad Bane. While they're at it, give him a Zeta.
Dude, again, we've talked about this. He's one of the best, most epic, most well-known, notorious frickin' bounty hunters in the entire frickin' galaxy. Like, the fact that that dude does not even have a Zeta, let alone an Omicron, let alone anything which makes him amazing and wreck face in some game mode. What's taking so long? What is taking you so goddamn long?
Maybe
Respect
they just
for Cad Bane. Come on.
They don't like giving blue people Omicrons. Thrawn doesn't have one. Ayla doesn't have one. I mean,
Ayla doesn't have one. Matt?
Who else is blue?
Sorry. Who else is blue that doesn't have an Omi?
Jeez.
Are there any other blue characters in game?
Yeah. Mission doesn't have an Omi. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah.
Mission.
They're biased against blue balling people. No,
Django has blue armor and doesn't have an Omicron.
Coincidence? I think not.
We're stretching here a little bit.
Yeah. But to be fair, I like the idea of a Cad Bane Omi. How would that Cad Bane Omi look? Hit me with it, Wolfie.
I mean, it would have to be Bounty Hunter. It would have Bounty Hunter synergy because I can't see them doing anything that would interact with Hutt Cartel.
Oh, fuck Hutt Cartel. No, it can't be Hutt Cartel. That would be the dumbest thing ever. It's got to be Bounty Hunters. He is the Bounty Hunter guy. He is the leader of the Bounty Hunters.
How about more in the vein of like Wampa and Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, where it's kind of like lone bounty hunter, solo character. I like solo character armies. They're fun.
Cad Bane did go alone pretty well. He did recruit people though a lot, but he was like a mano a mano. He stood toe to toe with Qui-Gon and frickin'
no. Quinlan Voss and Kenobi.
Oh, it's
oh my god, I'm going crazy.
Some nobody Jedi then, basically.
With Kenobi and Quinlan, like seriously, he stood toe to toe with those two. He's the boss.
Yeah.
What they need to do is they need to lean in more to his like the actual lore of the character, because like he's got those breathing tubes so that he can't be force choked. He's got all these gadgets that are designed to help him fight Jedi and force users and combat that kind of stuff. You know? So they need to do the Omicron would need to be doing some crazy level stuff. I wouldn't mind it being like an Underman thing where it's like either it's like him and two other people or just him solo, and then watching him just dunk on people.
He did work alone, but he recruited other people and he led ops and he led teams, and he was like definitely the the whole mission to assassinate Palpatine and all that sort of stuff. He was the leader of that. He definitely worked with other people and did that exceptionally. So I could definitely see some of that aspects in there.
Yeah, fair.
I gotta put some more thought into that, actually.
Yeah, I think Cad Bane deserves an honor. I think he does.
Once again, Scribes has spent some time watching the freaking Clone Wars.
The what now? I saw Attack of the Clones years ago. Totally watched it.
There was a war of clones, right? There were battles.
Yeah, there was a war. There were clones. That's Attack of the Clones. I've watched Clone Wars. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Yeah. Years ago.
I mean, in all honesty, though, Wolf, I think the reality for Cad Bane is that they're going to give us another version of him.
I'm okay with that as well. Because then we could have a team of 2 Cad Banes.
I still want this one to be good because this is a good Cad Bane. Like this one fucking deserves it. There's no real difference between this Cad Bane and the one in Bad Batch. I mean, appreciably, what's the actual difference in the character? Is it like a year older? It's a slightly different hat. Cool, otherwise, it's exactly the same character.
It reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. He's like, you can be the captain, and you can have a really big hat.
Really big hat.
Important things, guys. Come on.
I've not seen that movie in so long. Oh, God.
As far as I'm concerned, there is a Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy.
Right.
And that's it. There's a trilogy.
Any of the Pirates for so long.
Yeah, they were good films when they first came out. They were really good films.
They were a lot of fun.
But yes, I agree with Cad Bane, Omi. However, I also agree that Padme needs an Omi and it needs to be a leadership Omi. And if it could be like Courage, just, like doesn't dispel, that'd be cool too. It's like, yeah, I've got 20 stacks of Courage.
You mean protection doesn't can't be dispelled?
No. I mean Courage does not get dispelled.
Oh, they don't consume it.
Once it's at 20 stacks, it's at 20 stacks.
They don't consume
So they're just like, bop,
interesting.
Bop. It's a ticking clock, and that ticking clock is a very short period of time.
So it's like they're stacking up as opposed to just like getting a freaking gun and unloading. It's like they're just getting more powerful and more powerful. It's like
it works a little bit more like Padawan's lessons, I guess. It's like you have to build it up originally, but then when it's there, you're just gonna die.
Build me up.
Buttercup, baby, just to let me down. And mess me around, and then worst of all, you never call, baby, when you say you will. And I love you still, I need you. More than anyone, darling. Know that I have from the start.
There we go. Derail everything in 2 seconds.
Yep. Sorry. I have ADHD and I like to sing. The DMCA strike's coming in fast. The Tribe Talk podcast has now officially been shut down by the powers that be. I'm sorry. It happened. But yeah, that's what I would like to see for Padme, is that Courage stacks don't get consumed. They just live there. It probably needs a little bit more. It might have to be that it has to be a full team of Galactic Republic, so you can't Gidme that and just like completely destroy things.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a good call, yeah.
So, because I mean, it will still get stopped by stuff that takes reduced damage from percentage health effects. So, stuff like Crew will still sit there and laugh. You might have to drag Anakin away to get some heal immunity going. But then again, you could also use Bad Batch Echo to get heal immunity. But hey. And he's a support character, so that's a lot of damage. That's what I'd like to see.
That's a lot of damage.
Now that's a lot of damage. Yeah. How about you, Karth? I need a character from you that requires an Omi, and you have to tell us what it does.
Older character requires an Omi. You think has been left out, has been cheated, has been thrown to the side.
Easy.
My
boy Uggy. My boy
Thugnauts! Yes!
Oh boy.
What does the Thugnauts Omi look like?
The Thugnaut Omi solos DK Omi in TW.
Solos what?
The US DDK team.
Oh, GG. Okay.
Like GG with the DDK Omi, and then he can solo it.
Why is the piggy soloing Droideka?
Because he's a droid mechanic. He's a droid mechanic.
I like it.
Ugnaught gains 9% evasion for each droid enemy and gains 25% turn whenever he evades an attack. You just need to crank it up a little bit more, and then allow his abilities to just make his stuns crank it up to 100% stun chance and make it undispellable, and make for 2 turns instead of 1, and then
Can we give him ignore taunt effects as well, so that he can actually target Grievous?
I mean, make his basic break open, like inflict armor shred, and then dispel.
Armor shred. Basic. Okay. Yeah, dispel on a basic. Yeah.
Give him a new unique. I have spoken.
I also have spoken. I too have spoken. Oh my god. Because I'm just thinking, it's like Gigi's attacks can't be avoided. So that's one. And two, like the mark would kind of screw with him. But otherwise.
Just have him dismantle droids.
Yeah, literally. He gains a special ability, dismantle droid, and it just insta-kills the droid and they can't be revived. So if they got Watt in there for some reason, they can't come back.
And then he can like use the parts from the droid. Give him a percentage of their offense because he gets like their droid parts.
What? Whoa! How about this? Instead of insta-defeating, he steals droid enemies and adds them to his side of the field. Ignores taunt, steals Grievous at the first turn. Done. Completely dismantled the team there. Yes, I'm just gonna steal your. He would also really wreck Afra. You'd just be like, "Yep."
Oh my god!
Yoink!
Just takes Afra. Like,
can that be the name of the Omicron? Could it be called Yoink? I like it.
Yoink.
He just reprograms the droids to work for him. I like it. Yeah.
I have spoken still counts. I have spoken still works. He's just like, this is mine now. I have spoken. But that's mine. I have spoken. But that's mine. I have spoken.
I have spoken. And the droids are like, you know what? He makes an impelling argument. A compelling argument there.
Yeah, makes some good points.
Yeah. Yeah. And it makes sense for droids because, they can just be reprogrammed. So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Honestly. Yeah.
There you go. There's the name of the unique right there. Add a new unique, give it an Omicron, call it reprogrammed.
Reprogrammed. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Not I have spoken. I too have spoken. I have spoken again.
I mean, it's a fun gimmick, but let's be real.
I have spoken to their programming.
They're not the same.
Different, but same. I mean, speaking of droids,
compared to.
Yeah, well, one's a piggy nose and one's not a piggy nose. Speaking of droids, though, can we maybe this year potentially, definitely get like General Kalani as a playable unit? That would be cool.
For Separatists, I mean, Separatists needs more some more characters though.
Can you elevate Trench, please?
Trench needs something. I mean, it's like they actually need I get what their goal was with utilizing him the way that they did to make like Django the taunting tank, but like their team is still lacking so much forward. It was a cool concept. It's just like they need more control. It's one of those teams like once they get going, they're very oppressive. But if you can just work around them, it's not that big of a deal. And it's like the modding requirements to make that team a threat is very high, and then the ROI on it is really low because it's like you're still gonna get beaten by like anybody that outruns that. There's some
comps that die to Wampa, so
yeah.
Well, if you don't have the exact ideal team that they prescribed, that what it can get beat by is crazy. But I think out in GAC. Even with the ideal team, Bad Batch still rolls right over the top of it. Because the Omicrons aren't active, and so they don't get any of that stuff. There's a couple more characters that could get Omis right there. Is to give Count Dooku or Omicrons. We've talked about that quite a bit in the past, but they would be one that would put up for that. But that's the more or less the big thing. Is I'm interested to see what their plans are for the Phantom Menace celebration and what characters they want to introduce. I'm hoping it is more Separatists for the fleets that we're going to get, but
it'll be so easy. The droid tri-fighter, the freaking gunship over there.
I mean, those are already models in the game that exist, so
just effortlessly. They got so much they can bring in. They just gotta pull the trigger. That's it. That's and
really Kalani too. While they're there, because I just want Kalani. He's cool.
Kalani would be awesome.
Just give us Kalani.
A great unit.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset with the Separatist GL, but I'm just.
How do they make one?
Of who is the the only Separatist GL that made any relative amount of sense, and I don't love. Well,
I know where you have Dooku, but that's the only one who makes sense as a GL.
Yeah.
well, I would say it would be Palpatine, but
He's not a
Palpatine's not a
separatist.
though. Yes, he
well,
orchestrated
yeah,
the
I
whole
know,
separatist movement,
but that's my point though, is that
But
out of everyone left that could be a GL, like that's not already in the game, he's the only figure that really kind of makes sense. And you could make him not a separatist, but have heavily interaction with the idea or with that faction, right? It's like
have certain call-outs to separatists, have certain call-outs over there.
You could make
We've
something
seen a lot of
work.
things they can do in the kits, so absolutely.
But
For sure.
they wouldn't call him Darth Tyrannus because Darth
Tyrannus.
Tyrannus again?
Tyrannus.
Tyrannus it again?
He was only known by that name to Sidious. Like that was not his public name. It's like that was
it was name dropped on Kenobi, right? Like they name dropped Darth Tyrannus or whatever, and he had no idea who he was talking about, and that was like a second thing later. We're like, oh, okay, that's Dooku. Oh God, like literally the opposite of Galactic Legend. Again, it just yes, Darth Tyrannus was truly legendary, but like if you're thinking with what Galactic Legend should mean, it's literally the opposite of that.
Yeah, I have a hard time with them. They need to get a really creative. There are some good character like contenders. There are good some like oh man, even like Pong Krell would be a fun character to into the game. Not necessarily as a Galactic Legend, but like just a
definitely not GL. But I mean, died to clones.
A legendary.
I mean, died to clones.
Or not died to clones, lost to clones.
Yeah, murdered lots of them in the process.
Murdered a lot of them. Yes, absolutely. Dude was freaking.
Who was it that put the bullet in his head? It was Jesse, wasn't it?
You're asking the wrong person here if you're looking towards me. I mean.
Well, because
Jesse,
yeah. Well, he tried to. He tried to have the clones executed for mutiny, and then they were like, no, nah, bro.
Long story short, Pong Krell was a Jedi general who fell to the dark side, was going to defect to the Separatists and whatnot, and loved to send his troop. Basically, he racked up as many deaths on his own troops as he possibly could in order to get the missions done.
During that particular story arc, he had battalions fighting each other. He had told them. He had told each battalion
the enemies.
Had taken their armor and were using it.
Right.
The enemies wearing clone trooper armor, go shoot them. Because he was sadistic fucking wanted to defect anyways. He was just trying to do as much damage as he could on the way out.
But the unique thing about Pong Krell is that he wielded double-bladed lightsabers.
Yeah, he had 4 arms. So he was
as you do. He's just trying to show off to Grievous, I guess.
Yeah. Kinda. But yeah, it was a really interesting character. For at least the small time that we had access to him. But there are just some things from the Clone Wars that would be cool to have show up. But it's just hard for me to think like where they could come out of a GL. Like there's a lot more like latitude as to who you could pick from.
I mean, like Chancellor Palpatine at a stretch, but we already have C, and it's like.
But it's like, then you have to design.
Plus,
like, really
I do think as well that if it is going to be a prequel series, a prequels era GL, it's got to be Phantom Menace because it's the Phantom Menace anniversary. So that kind of restricts it further.
Who is a Phantom Menace GL though?
Who is a Phantom Menace?
From the Phantom Menace?
No, that's why I was going with Chancellor Palpatine.
Tanaka.
Queen Amidala. She's a queen, really young. She has
Boss Nass. He's a
the motorboat GL. Yeah. The big fish from the lake. It just eats your ship.
There you go.
Yeah.
The first ground unit that can use it in fleet battles.
Yeah, exactly. Apart from General Leia Organa.
You can't use Leia in fleet battles.
Well, no, they haven't released her yet. She can fly out into space like Superman.
Oh no, that's Resistance Leia.
I mean,
Yeah, but that isn't she known as General Leia?
Yeah, she's going to be the new tank that
General Leia
makes the resistance action finally good.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny.
Job done. And finally,
Exactly.
the resistance fleet is good.
She's allowed to spawn in as a free reinforcement at the beginning of the battle.
No, I tell you what happens. What happens is she becomes an extra on the Radis, and she can get blown out of the front windscreen once the Radis holdo maneuver activates. And then she flies back, and she is now the capital ship. She's commanding the rest of the fleet.
Oh my god!
From space.
At that point, let's just make Akbar a resistance commander and let it die.
Yeah. Home One becomes a resistance fleet all of a sudden. It'd probably be better than Holdo. There we go.
Probably.
Yeah. So obviously, it's going to be Watto, right? He's going to be the Phantom Menace GL.
Oh god.
Yeah.
It's so hard to think on through all that.
Shmee.
What they could pick from, because like there's no really big characters per se that mean a lot at the time. So man, like they try to pull something out from the Trade Federation, but like honestly, I don't think with like the counters we have, right? We've got B1, that's a heavy Phantom Menace. Probably the first time we see the droid.
Yeah.
Then we also have B2 Clone Wars because they don't show up until the Attack of the Clone. So it's like I think they're gonna probably just go with a faction theme and not necessarily hard on the Phantom Menace. But I mean, if they want to do something for the Phantom Menace, what you need to do with the Phantom Menace is give us a new Padme team, and then use some Naboo characters for that. Give us Captain Panaka.
It does beg the question about how much weight are we putting behind the 25th anniversary here? Because if we're doing like the GL is going to be Phantom Menace era, that means that the raid is probably also going to be Phantom Menace era, unless they decide to go with a different GL to be the featured GL for the raid. But I doubt they'd do that because they'd want a new GL for it, surely. Which would mean that it should all be thematic throughout the year, which just, I don't know. Yeah.
It's hard to say. Which
I know, right?
Would go.
The community does love to read into those things, and we'll pick, hey, look, it's this anniversary over here, so clearly this is what it is, and 100% we've all decided, and made our minds up, and then
we're a little bit like
ahead, and CG will be like, actually, no, you guys are wrong. So, or they'll be like, actually, yes, you guys are right.
Congratulations, have a cookie.
Equally that happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it feels sometimes like we're a bit of like a dog with a bone kind of mentality. It's like, it must be this. It has to be. And then it's not. You're like,
yes.
Well, I'm glad it's not. So I don't know. We need more. We need more distinctly, approximately 100% more road aheads to get an idea.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yes.
Yeah. There's just too much where it's like, I mean, it's CG. They can do anything because I mean, like we had the Leviathan in the field that had nothing to do with the anniversary of the Return of the Jedi.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then I mean, they stretched out the things for the anniversary of Return of the Jedi since the release
for like a whole year. Yeah.
Lando, since the release, it was part of his kid announcement. Was in celebrating in the 40-year celebration of Return of the Jedi. Here's Lando, and then none of the other actors had that in their kit releases until we got, the 9 months later. It's like, oh yeah, here's Leia. This is what's and
by the way,
the anniversary came and went. Like I think we might have gotten like a blurb during the anniversary that like Leia coming, and then that was it.
Yeah. So who knows? All I know is that stuff could happen around Phantom Menace this year. I mean, we have nothing else to go on, so we might as well ruminate and speculate on that.
I like the comment. Roadhead has to be this next week, right?
Yeah, we've been saying that for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. So I would say, it has to be this week.
It has to be.
I mean,
but if not this week, maybe another week.
Yeah, but it has to be this week. Yes, I agree.
Very
right.
I mean, I would prefer it to be this week, so that way I can start planning what we're going to be working on and doing. But
yeah,
I mean, has to be seems so relative because it's CG. They don't ever do anything on our timetable. So
I say we don't mean to pick on you or anything. It's just we really want it to be this week, and we've wanted it to be for the past months. We're sitting here for like, it has to be this week, right? We've been saying the same thing for the past month. Like, we have to get an update this week, right? Like, we have to get something this week. Like, we have to. Just then they have it.
It could be this week. It could happen, maybe.
I really hope they do.
Yeah, I really hope so too. It would give us some good discussion points for next week's Tribe Talks. So
yeah, because we've only had one official post throughout the entire time, right? Which was the comeuppance. Everything else since then is
and we've said our piece on the comeuppance.
Yeah, so we need more to talk. CG, come on, help a brother out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'll look to wrap things up then. What's final talking points from you, gents, if any?
I'm good.
I think we wrap things up pretty good over here.
I mean, we are very good at
touched
wrapping.
on the importance. Everyone get your bow for the third time.
Yeah, she's coming on Friday.
Yeah.
So I'll be there, and then I won't be the only person on this Tribe Talks podcast who doesn't have her.
Yay.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Garth,
you
what else do we have that he doesn't have? Good Night Sisters.
Damn it.
Yeah. Get Night.
I've got them all at 7 stars.
You wanna know the Sophie's choice here on this Datacron?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Rerolled the level 3 at level 3.
Yeah.
Dark side.
Doubt.
Light side. Protection up.
You're like, no. I mean, the way I look at that is you can't lose.
I mean, yeah, but it's just that it's on the same cron. That's all.
Seriously, the fucking odds.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Heinze. That's a very good point. Our fellow content creator, Mr. Heinze, Galactic legend himself, is apparently hanging up his blasters as far as Twitch streaming, Kick streaming, YouTube streaming is concerned. He is doing, was it actually yesterday that he did his farewell stream? Yeah, I didn't manage to catch any of it because timings are not very good for me and Heinze. But yeah, that is a big loss to the community. Heinze has been a character and has been a large contributor to the live streaming scene of Galaxy of Heroes for many years now. And it's sad to know that he is, at least for the time being, I don't know what happens in the future, hanging up his blasters. So big shout out to our man Heinze. Excellent bloke, actually. I remember when I started out streaming in the early days that he gave me a bunch of help, put me in touch with a bunch of people that could, I could stream with and discuss with and raid into and, build more of a community myself. And he did it completely selflessly, not knowing whoever I was. So he's a nice bloke, so it's a big loss for us here. Big loss.
For sure.
Yeah. Hopefully he's happy though in his new job and his new career. So best of luck to him in the future, and hopefully one day he will come back to the holotables. I don't know if he's actually quitting the game or just streaming.
No, he's
just streaming.
He's still playing. Yeah. His new profession has a direct conflict with his stream schedule, so he can't do both.
Fair.
So he had to drop the one.
Yeah. Big sad. Sometimes life gets in the way. Who knew? Ah, man. Okay. In which case, then?
The surge of COVID stuff, right? Because everyone all of a sudden had just but high amounts of time. You were home all day. And now that doesn't really exist.
No. I had. That's what made me start was COVID. So, because I had free time and I was like, I want to try and do this sort of business. I'm glad I did. Okay, cool. So I'm going to look to raid us in to someone else. Thank you, my wonderful co-hosts, Karth and Wolf, for joining me once again for a wonderful episode of Tribe Talks where we talk about all of the news that CG has released for us this week. We'll be back again on Sunday, right? Yeah. Cheers, Wolfie. Yechid. Karth, I would cheers to you, but you're probably drinking sparkling water.
I mean, I thought about it.
Yeah, I considered it. All right, sweet. I can see Sweens is live, so I'm going to send it. Oh, yeah, what are you drinking, Wolfie? I want to know.
Perfect. Oh, I was saying some Widow Jane.
Ooh, that sounds sexy. Ooh, I like the bottle. That is nice.
Impossible to actually read with the lighting, but Limestone Quarry.
Karth is playing with his camera.
Water from
I can
that.
see the
It is
eyebrows.
absolutely delicious.
Oh, I'll have to try some. Limestone quarry water.
It's just a new feature for me to be able to adjust where my camera is looking without actually having to move the camera itself. Would you quit looking down? It feels so violent.
All right then, guys. Good night, y'all. Thanks for joining. Peace out and big love. We'll be live tomorrow for GAC. Make sure you join.